it's a little dead meme. Fuck you, little bitch. You think you can fuck with me? Wanna go red? Fuck you, little bitch. Hey, look, I'm hoping to break. Fuck you, little bitch.
大家好，马在市场冰淇淋。
What are you doing?
我是叫这个冰淇淋。
Something that's not kosher, but whatever. Just let him rock.
I'm literally speaking John Cena.
Let him rock.
It's a new language. It's not even called Chinese anymore. There's no Mandarin. There's no Cantonese. It's now John Cena.
Sheena.
Did you not hear about? Did you not hear about this?
No, not at all.
Oh yeah, he became the after Peacemaker became so fucking successful. Xi Jinping was like, "Yo, dude, you can just rule China now." And that's where we're at.
Peacemaker is pretty fucking funny though. It's a good show,
Dude, Peacemaker is fucking like just adorable.
It's a solid fucking show. We watched
It's
episode
a really
this morning.
fun watch.
I've only seen a little bit of it, but it seems kind of fun.
It's
I don't know
really
what the fuck they're doing.
Really fun. I guess the only thing I think like there's like it doesn't. I don't need. It's like an old school soundtrack where they just have all this popular shit always playing throughout it. I mean, I guess that's what Suicide Squad was, so it's like the same fucking thing. It's a James Gunn thing. Which I usually I'm like I get it, you know. Let's tone it down just a little bit.
Yeah. No,
Welcome to the Snark Tank podcast. We are back. It is all three of us. Chris, we found Chris, and he's not dead. He's in a disclosed location currently, but he's not dead.
I'm in a bunker right now. I'm in a bunker.
It's a very cool bunker.
Yeah. This is all everything outside of frame. Everything just off camera is burnt to a crisp, but everything I set it up really well.
Is that the Joker like on the top of the shelf?
Joker, baby.
Is that fucking Joaquin Phoenix?
Nah.
What are you talking about?
Nah, that's the Green
on the
Ranger,
top
bro.
of the shelf.
That's
What
the
do you
Green
mean
Ranger,
sitting
bro.
there? You mean the action figure just sitting there?
Yeah.
Yeah, what is it?
That's a Stan Lee doing this.
Oh, okay.
So basically the Joker.
Don't say that to me ever again. Don't ever say something like that in front of me ever again.
You don't
Watch
think the
your
joke?
mouth.
You don't think Stan Lee was like he had a Joker moment where he was pitching Spider-Man to a girl in class and she was like, "Get the fuck away from me, freak!" And then he got so mad that he became world famous.
I mean, there's a possibility that happened, but like,
I think that's exceedingly likely.
let's not.
He specifically, you should watch some interviews of him where he said that. What was your passion for creating all this stuff? And he said that he needed to escape because essentially, you know, he would say some interesting things like, "Hey, your tits are Excelsior," and then you would get the shit kicked out of him by the varsity team because it was it was a cheerleader and he's obviously a fucking nerd. So he would go to like that was his like escape, you know, the safe space or whatever you want to call it, his happy place. And
Your tits are Excelsior.
You're making me so mad, bro.
why? I'm
Those,
just telling you.
those beautiful titties. Nuff said.
You're making me so upset. You're insulting like one of the few white men I adore.
I mean,
One of,
let's
like,
calm down. He's dead.
You white men.
He's dead.
One
He's
of the
dead. Pay
6
respect.
white men I really
Pay
like.
respect.
Yeah, the
One of the
six.
6?
Yeah, I don't really like.
Who
many
are
white
they?
Men. Tim. There's
Tim who?
There's
What Tim?
Tim
What do you
Pool?
mean?
There's
Tim
him.
Pool or
There's him.
Tim
Him,
Tim?
not Tim Pool. Fuck Tim Pool.
Tim the Toolman Taylor?
I'm pretty sure Tim is Asian. I'm pretty sure Tim Pool is Asian.
He
But
is.
I think I'm fairly certain.
I mean,
there's a part of him
Asians are
that's something.
Caucasian technically on the census. They fought for that shit. So
What are you saying?
Asians are Caucasian
mean-
on the census.
Are they?
Or people that are Asian are.
Careful now.
I almost said the wrong word. Yes, I almost said the wrong word.
Yeah, that word is for inanimate objects, from what I learned.
You
Meaning like a
almost
rug.
said that
Like a
word.
rug.
Really?
By mistake. I heard that word so much
How
growing up.
old are you? What are you, a fucking Vietnam vet? That's insane.
My grandpa, who helped raise me, was a Vietnam vet.
My dad was a Vietnam vet. I've never thought to say that.
Lucky you.
That's
That's a lot.
crazy.
Your dad says a lot of colorful things behind your back. I just wanted you to know that.
I'm talking about you,
know
Chris.
that.
Because you got a whole fucking rainbow behind your back.
He puts on his vet hat, and then just immediately all these like he turns into Clint
Mark
Eastwood
Wahlberg?
from Gran Torino.
He turns into Clint Eastwood from anything that Clint Eastwood is in because he's always kind of raising everything he's in. He's real cool though, but he's like
he turns into Mark Wahlberg before people had cell phone cameras on them at all times.
Yo,
he's lucky. He's lucky.
Yo,
he's so lucky.
No one talks about that, and I'm like, bro, he almost beat a man's eyes out his head.
He did it. He beat a man's eyes out, and then he stuck the eyes on his fingers, and then he pretended to be like an eye finger monster, and he goes ooh. And then he did that every single day for like 10 straight years.
He's like, you can't see me. You can't see me. This is going to be really funny in a few years.
Every single day for 10 straight years he did that until he went in a hole for 10 years and then came out in The Other Guys or whatever that movie is.
No, Four Others is when he came back, I'm pretty sure.
Yo, that movie needs a sequel though, I'm just saying. Or not a spinoff, sorry. Spinoff with Samuel L. Jackson, The Rock.
That was so, they were so cool. But
that was the best part of that movie.
I need that.
They're massive assholes, though. Massive assholes.
That's the whole. That's why it's so great. That's why it's so great.
All right. That was the best part of that movie, man. That was like such a good.
Aim for the bushes. Yeah. Aim for the bushes.
And what was playing? Was it like I know it's There Goes My Hero.
There Goes My Hero. Yeah.
But was it like a cover or was it the Foo Fighters? Actually,
no. It was the actual.
It was Foo Fighters. And then they landed on the ground because they thought they were so badass they could jump off a building into bushes.
Dude, what gets me about that scene is that there's no bushes for miles, man.
There's nothing. It's fucking concrete. That's why it's so amazing. Where I remember watching it for the first time, it was on my laptop, and I remember thinking as they're jumping, where are they gonna jump? But I had no clue that they were just gonna fall to their deaths.
That's such a
that's perfect.
That's such powerful casting. Period. You know, and for them just to jump to their deaths is
in the fucking beginning of the movie.
Hilarious. You know, it's like, oh, The Rock and Sam Jackson, like that's never happened before. That could be cool, and then dead and muerto.
That's fantastic. I love when actors like that will take on roles that they really have no business doing shit like that, and it reminds me of Brad Pitt in Deadpool 2, where he just like makes a quick cameo where he just fucking dies.
He shows up to die, bro. He shows up to die.
That was like Pete Davidson in Suicide Squad, where he just like fucking immediately gets his face scooped out.
Blew his fucking head off, bro. Juicy did shit.
Pete Davidson, man.
I was like, what is he gonna do in this movie? Like, what is he gonna do in this movie? Fucking fuck a Kardashian? Like, he's not. These guys bring nothing. These guys bring nothing to the community at all.
I never paid attention to him until I didn't know. I had no idea that he was fucking like everybody. I had no idea.
He around here just getting pussy, bro.
It kind of shows you that like because people keep talking about he has an impressive dong, right? Because he has an impressive Johnson, which shows you because he's a hideous chud, right? Like I wouldn't say chud. That's unfair. I say chud because it's tied to like political pejoratives, but I mean chud as he looks like a chud. You know, like he looks like an underground.
He looks like the word chud.
He looks like he looks like a farmer. He looks like a farmer. He looks like
he was a high elf that spent too much time underground.
Did you guys? I wasn't on the show to talk about it. Did you see that picture of like Kylie or like Khloe Kardashian? I don't know who the fuck.
With her fucking long ass fingers.
She was like posing outside of a car and she was like, I don't know, she was all dolled up or whatever the fuck. She was wearing like this gray fucking jumpsuit ass like tight thing, and so she was like, it was something like, you never expect betrayal from your enemies or something like that, which is like,
no.
But also, it's already a stupid thing to say. But she's just posing, and her hands look like Falmer hands. Like I even tweeted it. I literally.
Which one was it? I want to look this up. Who was it?
I'll send it to you in the Discord. Sweeney already saw it.
Fucking Falmer. There's nothing worse than Falmer, bro.
Because I tweeted it out. I said I quote tweeted. I was like, why do you have Falmer hands? And it's because it. Oh man, I hope I can find it quickly. I don't think I've been tweeting that much that I wouldn't have it on hand.
Fucking Falmer,
yeah, here it is. Here it is. Okay, I'm gonna let me share, copy link to tweet. There you go. Fucking boom. It's just look at her fucking hands. And you could look at it. You could look it up. It's like it's Khloe Kardashian. Betrayal rarely comes from your enemies. January 27th. It's a tweet. Do you see what I see, man?
Fucking Falmer.
That's gonna be the title of this episode. It's Khloe Kardashian has Falmer hands.
Everybody here.
What?
Everybody here. We gotta have a moment to agree, right? And no matter where you stand on what side of any spectrum, we gotta admit that Falmer are the fucking worst. They are just the worst things ever. I would slaughter children, Falmer. I hate them so much. They are just the worst things.
They're very hateable.
They're so just dislikable.
How could they not? They're just gross. They're disgusting.
But you see that, right? They're like they're like gray and they're like gray. They're like a different color from her face completely. It's like the strangest photo I think I've ever seen.
It's not, man. They all wear all that fucking concealer. Fucking, they wear armor. They're pretty much wearing armor, but on their skin directly.
It's like she forgot to, because she looks completely like a different human from when I remember the days she was dating
Lamar
Odom, and I guess she was the ugly duckling, I guess, considered, even though she looked like a normal person. She just looked like a normal person, and it was like, oh no, she's fucking hideous. She's like Yeti or something.
Remember when Kim was tan? When Kim Kardashian and Khloe were tan, they were proper just tan girls. So now they look like fucking. They look ambiguous.
I don't know. I don't pay attention to this shit. I don't really pay attention to the Kardashians. I couldn't tell them apart. Genuinely, I'm not even. I'm
fucking Falmer, bro. They're slowly weeding their way into our communities, bro.
Stop making Skyrim references, you fuck.
Dude, she would be fucking amazing at basketball. Like, her hands are... Like, she has NBA hands. Like, her hands are probably bigger than Odom's. Like...
Now they are probably. No, now they are probably.
They're not only, like Falmer, but they're fucking massive. They're
like, fucking Rancor hands, man.
Like
Rancor.
Oh my God. She has fucking hag fingers, bro.
It's the weirdest picture I've ever seen. I don't pay attention to these people. I couldn't really
picture I've ever seen. I love that.
I could not tell them apart if I tried. I know Kim Kardashian. The other ones I really could not tell apart.
No, same. I know Kim.
Yeah, but I saw this picture.
It's because
congratulations.
I watched the show, unfortunately.
I could take an educated guess, but it's definitely like the Jenners. I don't know whatever. And then how many? Because Khloe, I have no idea what Khloe Kardashian looks like. Oh wait, that is Khloe. Sorry, like that's if I looked at her, I'm like that. I don't know.
If I walked past her, in like a mall, I don't think I would stop or like be aware that anybody of any importance is walking by me, and I would be right. But we're I don't know. I just thought that was interesting because it was just such a it caught my eye, and these things rarely do. So I thought I'd bring it up because I couldn't bring it up on the 27th when I saw it. But welcome everybody to the Snark Tank podcast. We're all chilling out today. So there's a couple things in the news that I think we could talk about, but the main thing. The only thing that I've been really aware of, and Derek brought it up too, is the fact that Futurama is coming back, and John DiMaggio, Bender, and I think he voices like a bunch of other people on that show too. Is it like what is it? Like a, oh my God, what would you call, like a Seth MacFarlane type situation where he voices like a lot of, like if Seth MacFarlane dies, recasting Family Guy is going to be the weirdest. Because they will do, because they will
have to finally kill it. It would have to be done. It would have to.
I don't know, man. They're you see they're running the Simpsons ragged. Like there's no reason. Marge Simpson sounds like she's being stomped.
Yo, I can't believe it's like I feel like it must be herself. Like she refuses to. She wants to go until she literally has no voice anymore. Like she just wants to keep going until she can't speak.
Homie, I'm squirting, homie. She sounds like a damned dragon.
Yeah, she definitely like. Remember how fucking her sisters sound, Patty and Selma?
Yeah,
like,
she sounds like them now.
Or no, check it out. Her fucking mom, Marge's mom has no voice in the fucking show. So if you go listen to Marge's mom, she just sounds like, she just talks like this. Like her voice is gone. So I think that's the natural progression, and she's actually the voice actor's trying to get to that point.
Dude, it's so weird. And then she'll be like her work's done. Bad.
It's so bad.
Sounds so bad. But
it's like, what do you expect?
But it's not the worst, because I remember when we were watching Dragon Ball Super. And
I know what you're gonna
pointed out fucking King Kai's voice, and I remember he said he sounds like an excited person on Xanax, and I could not stop laughing.
Wait, King Kai in
in Super, because he sounds like he's supposed to be like excited, but he sounds real calm.
Oh, you're talking about Japanese dub King, or not Japanese dub King Kai, I guess, because that's the normal
Japanese.
It's not a dub, but original Japan King Kai.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, he sounds like he just sounds so fucking dead. Like I don't know. Like I'm not an anime person. I don't really know a lot about it. But I grew up with the the Funimation dub with like Sean Schemmel and Sean Schemmel and Christopher Sabat and a bunch of other people. And he's pretty excited sounding, or he sounds like a normal fucking. Not like a normal person. He sounds like a character.
I think it's perfect. I love how he sounds.
He sounds
fine. It's a great voice. It's a great voice for that character design. And then you go to Japan and he's like, I mean, I can't speak Japanese, but he's like, Goku, I'm sad and gay, and I can't find my Dragon Ball. He almost sounds like
what are you doing? Everyone's in danger.
Yeah, and his mouth is like scream. It's like he's animated as if he's screaming, but the voice actor is like, no. It's like if a Japanese man was a dwindling Jewish grandfather. You remember the grandfather on Rugrats, where he sounded like. You don't remember him? No. Not the grandpa.
He's like super Jewish.
Not the grandpa. Grandpa's like, I've got my porn collection. He. But like the fucking actual like the grandpa, like the guy who looked like the letter M grew skin, and he was like. He was like, "I'm fucking falling
super
apart."
Jewish, right? Yeah, I remember.
It's like that.
Are they?
It's
Jewish?
Almost like
I never knew they were Jewish.
Yeah, there's whole ass Hanukkah episodes.
Yeah, Passover.
Damn, that show's
you
less
never knew
cool
that?
Now. No, I'm kidding. Damn, that show just got way less cool.
You never knew that was like a big thing in that show.
I didn't know they were Jewish.
Oh my god! So, all right, so. Futurama's coming back. Big fucking deal. I'm kind of getting like I love Futurama, but I'm kind of getting to the point where like I'm kind of getting sick of things coming back. You know what I mean? Like I feel like
it's bothersome because it has such a finite ending. You know, like I love the ending of Futurama, like the one they kind of stuck with for the last like 7-8 years.
Well, it's beautiful because that was actually genuine the ending. There's 10 seasons. They were done. They grew old. It was perfection to a T.
They grew together.
Like somebody said, like, oh, they ended the show multiple times. No, they didn't.
They got canceled.
The show kept geting canceled. But somebody made the point. I saw someone make the point, like, oh, they've had multiple endings. I'm like, no, it's been canceled at least 3 times. I remember it came back in 2005, and they were shitting all over Fox. That was awesome. When they came back for I remember when they came back for season 7. That's when, like, to this day, people. It's weird to have a show into its 7th season and have some of its most memorable moments come from that fucking season, because all the memes that circulate around with it are particularly from that season, which is very strange. And look, that show getting canceled so much was one of the reasons why I guess people were able to sit and just kind of cull like the garbage from like from the scripts. And so the only thing at first I was like, when I heard the return, I'm like, oh. Inevitably, like everything else, it's going to return. That's fucking whack. But hey, at least it's Futurama. It hasn't missed yet. But then seeing that John DiMaggio pretty much is looking like he's not coming back. Because at first they said there were negotiations, and then it was just kind of saying that.
Why is he not coming back, though? Is there some particular reason?
So from what he just, from what I read, because he was retweeting some articles, so I guess that there's validity to it, that he just feels like it's kind of a disservice. It's not worth what was being negotiated. It's not like there's basically, I think he feels like most of us, like he's kind of on our side with the ways like what are we doing here? But everybody else, obviously the paycheck has to be good because everybody else fucking showed up. Everybody else is like, let's fucking go.
But he actually cares about what he makes, so he's like, I don't want to do this.
Well, John DiMaggio also, it's important to note, like he hasn't really fought. Like he's had a lot of hit. You know what I mean? Like he's like Billy West is a great actor, a great voice actor, and obviously Katie Seagal is also another one. And like a lot of those people are really talented and cool, but you know, John DiMaggio is like a masterclass voice actor, even in comparison to those people. Like he's been like he has like so many, like even with just Adventure Time alone, he's kind of not. I don't want to say set because voice actors aren't like millionaires necessarily, but I feel like he's.
Let's be real. He
I
probably is.
Was he Jake?
Yeah.
Yes.
He was Jake. From a show like Adventure Time,
but also, he
probably got money.
What I'm saying is like what I'm saying is it's unlikely that like you know voice actors typically don't necessarily get like merchandising rights. Right. But what I'm saying is, but what I'm saying is like he is obviously in the most. He is in the least likely position to need to go back to Futurama.
Out of all of them, absolutely. None of them have fucking Marcus Phoenix, fucking Bender, Jake the dog. Like that's just 3 massive characters. They're fucking massive characters, and like, sorry, no.
Do you think we manifested this because we kept doing those Marcus Phoenix squirting jokes, and he heard the podcast and he was like, I'm not giving them any more ideas. I'm out of the voice acting game for good.
Could you imagine if it was us?
Can you imagine?
If it was us, we did it.
We single-handedly ruined Futurama.
People might thank us because there's a lot of people that are like, I'm definitely not watching it. I mean, personally, I cannot watch it without. Like, if Bender has a different, I can't do it. Dude,
imagine
it's fucking weird.
Imagine the sad motherfucker who has to go in and be like,
"I'm the new
Bender. Bite my shiny metal ass,
Marge. Bite my shiny metal ass."
It's fucking. Dude, old Homer Simpson sounded so ridiculously bad, bro.
Bite my shiny meaty pussy, homie.
Eat my shorts.
Eat my shorts, dude.
Old Homer sounded like he was on a fucking fuse annex, bro.
I mean,
Marge.
What
if it's Keith David?
It wasn't great.
That would be amazing.
What if they sub?
But it would also. But I don't think he would do that, and it would also be very bizarre.
It still wouldn't. Look here. What?
What if he's like, Fry? I think you're acting rather idiotic. I'm going to go drink some beer and bend some things because my name is Bender Bending Rodriguez.
So here's the thing. Here's the thing about that. I would love that if they were really tongue in cheek about it. But at the same time, I really just feel like anything that comes after this is just fan fiction anyway. So like it might as well be ridiculous. You know, like you might as well get Keith David to just be Keith David and not even try. Just be like, "Hello, Fry. I'm Beef Der Davender." Or like whatever the fuck, like it might as well just be garbage.
Ben Deeth.
I would love if it's straight up Keith David and he's just like, kill me or release me, Parasite. But then I'm gonna get some alcohol and also
you're out of your fucking mind. You're out of your gourd.
I'd watch anything if Keith David was in like an anti-democracy fucking like commercial in China. I'd still watch it at least once.
I would watch it too for sure. Like if he did a voiceover, our great nation of China, like
Taiwan is not a country.
The Taiwanese were never owned by the British.
Good.
They were only owned by China.
So
you are sorely mistaken.
We should have mentioned this before we started, but Sweeney just got his booster like 10 minutes ago. So if he says shit that makes no sense, less sense than normal, just send him all your complaints to his Twitter.
I'm looking at myself right now in the camera, and I feel like I look bad. I feel horrible.
Is it like you're like tripping on shrooms? Like,
I just feel really, really tired and very warm.
You haven't stared into your own eyes yet and seen a reflection of you dancing in your own pupils, even though you're being perfectly still?
Nah, man. Every time I look in my eyes, I see myself about to set a fire, and I'm like, I don't want to tackle that right now.
All right. Well, I don't know. We'll see what happens with this Futurama thing. I think it's just a little bit lame.
It definitely feels not genuine.
You're right though about because my immediate reaction was saying, "Oh, if Keith David do it," my immediate reaction was like,
"Of course."
No, but I'm like, "Of course I'd fucking watch it. Of course I absolutely would." But I tell you what, it would be the same thing as, and I was thinking about this the other day because I've been looking at the God of War 2018, the PC mods that are coming out, they're finally starting to get decent. It took too long. I thought people were going to be on it like right away, but now they're starting to like get weird and interesting. But the one thing I'm hoping somebody may take the time to do, and I don't think they would, with just like an AI, just to get like TC Carson to like replace Christopher Judge's voice. And look, and I say this, Christopher Judge did a fantastic job, but I'm talking like well over a decade worth of TC Carson of being Kratos. It's embedded in my brain.
I don't like. I think Carson did a worse job than what's his name. He doesn't. Talk I think he doesn't. Insane. I think he doesn't.
I think
talk,
you're absolutely insane.
He doesn't have the same kind of moments like where he speaks. So the classic is the classic, you know. Like hearing him like fucking talk shit to fucking. Seeing him talk shit to like fucking Ares, you a nigga. It's like shit like that, you know, like was hilarious. But like I like the newer voice better. I'm sorry.
I couldn't disagree with you more.
I like the newer voice better. I'm sorry, but the way he was speaking in this one wasn't like the way he was speaking in the other ones, though, which is true.
And that's the whole thing where it's like he's a completely different person, and that's what like throws me off the most, where he has these like he's basically. I could accept Christopher Judge as Kratos if it was him from the very beginning, but Kratos is not only just a murdering like monster, but he was also kind of a poet the way that he would speak. And it's what made him so, it was such a weird balance of like this guy with so much rage and fury, but when he would speak calmly, there would be a lot of cadence and a lot of weird fucking like the way that he would end his sentences sometimes. It would be like if he was inquisitive, he would like kind of go up and then end so ever so softly. It was good, you know, TC Carson like was very detailed and like put fine details into his speech. And there's nothing like that with Christopher Judge. It's just he's just speaking. You know, he's just talking.
He's
just
doing his thing. I think
it's good. I have nothing against Christopher Judge. I have nothing against him at all. It's when you hear even like the fucking just the screams and the yells and the roars. Like I actually feel like Kratos. This is an angry fucking person. This person has problems.
He definitely sounds older. About 100%, he sounds older. He's definitely way calmer than he was before. But I think because I don't know. The narrative of the story is after 3, he kind of just wanders and he kind of takes a moment to realize how fucked he left like a portion of the world. He kind of just like, oh man. Cause did you get the special edition of God of War, Derek? With like the digital comic and shit like that, and it shows like all the shit he went through and all that, all like
I'm very caught up at like this is my friend. I have some of the fucking comics too that explain some other shit.
He pacifies, you know, like he kind of loses his reason to fight because he's kind of like every time I fight, I don't only just I fight, I get mad, I get blinded by how mad I get, and then I fuck shit up for everything involved. And I was kind of like, I like him now. I like how he's more like this. It's personable.
It's a good version. Like I like it. I like both versions of it. I didn't necessarily like spend a lot of time with the original trilogy, but I've gone back and played a little bit of it, and I like it. I think it suits. I think the voice actors each voice actor suits what the game is trying to do. But I will say, like, there is something to be said about just like the classic incarnations of character. Like it would be the same way, like. Because they've had different people voicing Chief, like in different things, like in like some anime shorts or whatever, or like even the new TV series where it's just not him, and it's like, it's fine, like it works, but you're not. That's just not you, you know. It's right. Good and it works, but this is not. That's not Master Chief. That's not Steve Downes, and right. I know it's not because it's very noticeable.
Right. And especially when they go like, so it's so long, like you go so many fucking years where it's like this person, this character is iconic and this voice is iconic. This voice is, essentially this voice pretty much made the character, because if the voice was fucking goofy, it would be very hard to take like Master Chief or Kratos seriously if it just had some goofy ass fucking Ares.
He's goofy,
but like, you know.
Oh my god! You're fucking done, like, Zeus. Dude. I'm gonna bash your head in.
But yeah, the first lines that Kratos ever says in the fucking God of War franchise, it completely, like, TC Carson has range, man. He could have done old Kratos, no problem. Because the first thing because Kratos is all depressed and he's gonna be literally about to kill himself, right? He's like, the gods of Olympus have abandoned me. Now there's no hope. And then he fucking jumps off the fucking cliff like a bitch. And he just like a little pussy. And that's the first thing that happens in the game, right? And he sounds like an old depressed little bitch. And that he definitely could have brought that into. But I know that moving forward with mocap, they wanted somebody's body type to match Kratos, and basically they weren't gonna do, like, say usually they would do separate. They would be like, all right, obviously TC Carson's body is not like Kratos's at all, so they would just do two separate things, right? And then in this one, they wanted to have somebody that would match, but then essentially TC kind of just got like, they didn't even like, they just kind of like swept him out. They're just like, all right, see you later.
You're not muscular. Get out of here. Go on, get.
And so it was kind of sad. It was kind of a sad thing too. So I feel bad for him. But long story short, man. Long story short, like I said, Christopher Judge killed it. It's just not the same for me. And I feel like that's exactly what happened with Bender. Even if it was played by Keith David, we're like, this is awesome. Like, I love Keith David, obviously, but I'd be like, this is weird. This is interesting. Like, it's great. It's Keith David, but fuck, man, Futurama's been around for how many fucking years? And you've heard John DiMaggio that long. It's hard to get over. Sometimes you can never. Sometimes you never can.
No,
I love it. I love fucking Bender.
I know you love fucking.
I love fucking too, but I love Bender so much. He was my favorite character because he always had some He was always giving the worst advice, and I was like, this is great.
It's a good show, man. Futurama's good. I think it deserves to just be done.
Let it sleep.
I agree. You know? Overall, it's like, why?
Yeah. I don't know.
We all know why. Money.
People, I don't know. It's so weird. Like, people are just like, I want my favorite things to last forever, and it's like, I don't know. I feel like there's something like psychologically weird about the fact that like we can reliably expect that everything that we once kind of had to say goodbye to will be brought back by a cynical like ad executive at some point in the near future. Like I don't know. Like especially in video games, in the games space, where you have like, hey, here's a remake of this, here's a remake of that, and it's like, cool, but what? Like, I feel like it's setting up this weird expectation psychologically with a lot of people that like, oh, nothing ever ends.
Well, I feel like
and then when something really bad happens, people are gonna be like, what? What do you mean everyone I know is dead and gone?
What the fuck?
I feel like video games gets a different pass just because of the technology was so trash back in the day, opposed to,
I would agree.
You look at a movie like Toy Story that came out in like '97 or whenever the fuck it came out.
Yeah, it looks like a fucking.
You like, it looks like it doesn't. It's missing some stuff.
It's missing
some. It's missing some shit.
What?
However,
it looks like a COVID dream.
it would kind of feel like a waste of time to remake it, because it's not a fucking eyesore like in the way that playing a giant fucking RPG on PS1 back in the day, we were just like, ooh, this looks questionable.
You're not wrong. I do think video games have a bit of a different pass with that stuff. But like, I don't know, man, like these TV shows and all this, like everybody's like, I want Firefly back, even though everybody's ancient. And it's like, why do you want that? Stop. Like, why do you need like fucking Captain Picard to come back and be like a vulgar character all of a sudden? Like, why do you?
The idea,
that's crazy that he's fucking back. I'm like, dude,
who?
Aren't you Jean-Luc Picard? Like, the fact that I'm like, why is this?
And he's an asshole, isn't he? Like, I remember hearing like something about how like he used to be this. It was Star Trek, so it was like, yes, I'm a captain, yes. And now in the new series, he's like, where's the drugged pussy? Or like whatever the fuck. Like, I get that sense that that's what the show is based on how people talk about it. I have no idea. I've never seen any Star Trek at all.
Is he like
there's gonna be dealing with I forgot what.
But is he like a scoundrel now? Like, what's going on?
I mean, Picard has always kind of had like a bad streak. He's never really been exactly a good guy.
He's never been. Where's the drug? The pussy.
He's not that what you're talking about. But Picard has always kind of been like a kind of a gruff guy. Like was a pretty knockdown, drag out dude before he joined the Enterprise and everything. But now they're making him back. He's like, he's gonna be like a real roguish dude doing whatever he needs to get shit done. And it's like,
I don't know, man.
You don't gotta do that.
It's especially bad with Star Wars in the last like couple years, where it's just been, hey, Tatooine was cool. You like Tatooine? Guess what? Nothing but Tatooine. Nowhere on the face of the earth, nowhere in the galaxy is more important than fucking Tatooine. And it's like, why? Why'd you do that? Why did they bring Han Solo back for the fucking Force Awakens and just undo every single character arc that they did? It's so weird. Like everybody just doesn't. Nobody wants to fucking grow up. It's weird. It's the strangest shit.
It's the I don't know. Like I don't mind things coming back if they close out chapters of stories. You know, like I think Book of Boba did a good job closing out like storylines. Like,
did you like that little spin that character did when he like for no good reason when he?
Yeah, that was dumb. But I thought all right, this is the end of this character story. Like one of the main characters of someone in Star Wars came back. One of like the like really badass characters. It's really hard to put down. They finally put him down. I was like, all right, that's cool. But the thing is that like when there are moments that are just like, oh, this character's just back, you know, it's annoying because it just takes context. Like I don't know, like spoiler alert, guys. I'm gonna spoil something from Book of Boba. All right, I'm letting you guys know now. Should probably look away. But Cad Bane comes back. Cad Bane and Boba Fett have a long history with each other. Cad Bane is the one that taught Boba everything he knows after his father died. He's the one that almost killed him, and he's also another huge bounty hunter. So him coming back into the show about Boba Fett makes sense. That's a sensible thing to happen. But let's say they brought back Han Solo in a moment like this. I'd be like, why the fuck is Han here? He has no need to be here. He could be raising his son somewhere.
Yeah, he had no reason to be in anything, quite frankly, after the originals.
It's but really bad.
They really should have just not. Star Wars will always make money just by its name. They didn't need anybody to reprise their roles at all. They didn't need that. They absolutely didn't need that at all.
No, they really didn't. Did you see the fucking? There's this famous. It's so weird too because I never watched the show. But I've seen this clip on like the internet. It's like a clip of Patton Oswalt like filibustering. Like he's in some show and they're like trying to get something passed, and he's up next at the stage or whatever, and he's giving a talk and he's like wasting everybody's time talking. He's pitching his idea for Star Wars or whatever, and it is literally. And I'm being completely serious when I use that word. I know that word doesn't mean anything, but it is literally beat by beat how Book of Boba Fett opens. It's literally just fan fiction. Yep. And it's like, okay, I guess this is what we're doing. I guess Patton Oswalt created this fucking show.
I don't remember the opening of Book of Boba. I watched it too.
It was like him crawling out of the fucking Sarlacc pit. Like everything about it. Like it was just the same.
I mean, he's caught out of the Sarlacc pit so many times, but yeah, that's part of his character.
No, but it was like weird. It's like very, very specific, and it was just like, all right, well, I guess that's whatever. I just
still
can't
find
care.
It fascinating that people cared so much about this character that did nothing in the trilogy.
Yeah, he sucks.
You know? Boba sucked dick in the trilogy, bro. I'm gonna be real with you. I would love to be like, no, actually, Boba sucked dick in the trilogy, bro. He was so lame.
You know what I bet it was? I bet it was a bunch of kids who had toys of Boba Fett, and they like played with that toy a lot, and like, this is like a really cool toy design. He looks so fucking cool, and then they like made all these like weird stories
kind of like
by
a
themselves.
Mandela thing.
Yeah, it's like a Mandela thing where it's like, oh man, he's one of my favorite characters. I love that character, and it's like, no, you just played with that character a lot.
That makes sense because like he did look dope.
Nothing.
I mean, he looked dope.
The thing is that like, helmet. Lore wise, he was cool.
Yeah, but it's and that's the thing about the movies though. It's like there's nothing in the fucking movies to where it's like, all right, I can understand why maybe, for example, some people liked fucking Darth Maul, just because like, oh, he's so mysterious and he's so fucking like, he looks so interesting. Like, I've never seen this race before, and they're like, God, he looks so cool. Then his fucking, you know, he killed fucking Taken. Well, what's his name?
He killed Taken King.
Yeah, he killed Taken too. And he's just like, I'll find you, and he killed him. And I was like, wow, I didn't know. Then he fucked his daughter, so it worked out pretty well.
Okay, he didn't do all that, but
that was the original script, and then they had to change it.
He was like, "Can I?" He was like, "Can I fuck his daughter? Can I fuck his daughter?" And they were like, "Yeah, go ahead. You can fuck his daughter after."
So in the future, like George Lucas is like, so in the future, Liam Neeson's gonna make a movie called Taken, and his daughter gets taken, right? And Darth Maul is gonna kill that character and then fuck his daughter.
Jesus
and everyone's
Christ.
looking at the room like, we need to get fucking Star Wars away from him.
We have to get. That is why they sold it. That's why they sold the Disney. That was like when everybody was like, "Yo, he can't be the spearhead of this anymore. It's not safe. It's just not safe having him at the head of the table anymore. He's out of his mind. He wants to get the girl fucked by Taken too."
Yeah, I don't know, man. Star Wars is just strange. It's a strange property to me.
I don't know. I think it's such an amazing. I think it's full of like so many amazing characters and amazing stories and like really cool concepts.
It's full of a lot of amazing design. Like it's one of my key. It's one of the reasons why I'm convinced that design and like visual, like be it visual design or audio design, matters genuinely more to people than character, because like. That story is carried like almost entirely by its like visual style and its fucking soundscape.
It's
like
entirely. It does a lot of the work, man.
It does like a hefty majority of the work. Like there's nothing necessarily wrong with the original Star Wars trilogy, but there's nothing story wise. There's nothing particularly like.
I mean, let's be real.
If I'm gonna be real, I'm gonna be very real with you. I'm gonna be very real with you. And this is gonna be something you guys are probably gonna disagree with, but it's the first movie that takes the hero's journey to that scope. And that size, the first story that really does that, like a trilogy, you know, like most movies didn't have fucking trilogies then, you know, like big, like movie spanning stories, and like these characters that like, oh, you saw Luke at this moment, and then Luke is getting like Luke is much better now, and then Luke by the end is like a fucking mess. Like it takes the hero's journey to the movie screen in a way that no movie did before.
Not like I don't know. I still.
But the design, like, look at Vader. Vader looks unbelievably cool. The idea of fucking lightsabers, all of the fucking cool designs.
Can I say something? Can I say something for real?
What's up?
This is a real thought that I've always had for real. And it might be shocking.
I probably agree.
I have always thought Darth Vader looked dumb as hell.
This nigga's stupid. This nigga's dumb. You niggas are idiots. You niggas are dumb, bro. That's crazy.
Dude, okay, let's
argue.
Okay,
so say your points.
So I got a really expensive Darth Vader helmet when I was a kid. You know, in a Halloween store. Like it was. Like, I spent all of my fucking allowance on it. Like all my saved up money. It was really cool. But there's parts of it that I'm like really looking at this design, and I'm like, there's parts of this that are pretty cool. But it's like the mask, like the helmet woven into the mask. It's like, I was like, all right, this, okay. And then there's robot parts. And I'm like, and then I started to examine. I'm like, if this wasn't black, would I find this cool? And then I thought about it. I was like, I would not. I love how it looks, like the finished product with it being black. But if it wasn't black, I'd be like, this looks kind of goofy.
Yeah, it's a really stupid helmet. Like the thing about it is like the dome. It's such a circuit. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of like when I saw Rick Moranis in fucking Spaceballs with the big ass like dome helmet. I'm like, I look at that and I'm like, that doesn't even look that much stupider than the fucking real ass thing.
It's because it's like, gigantic in his. That's why it's just bigger. Like his is just bigger.
Literally, it's just bigger.
It's bigger, and the way the mask comes out is different. That's it. It just comes out from the top.
You're right. It is just big, but then I'm just like looking at the whole thing. It's like it's like this big dress with like a Twitch stream deck on the chest, like a soundboard. Like he's mixing beats. Bro, and I just remember looking at it, and I just remember thinking this is such a dumb design for any. Like it doesn't look.
I think you guys are crazy. I think genuinely for real, the design is amazing. It's very samurai, which I'm automatically I'm on board. It is. It's very samurai in appearance.
I think it's trying to be for sure.
It is, but it is. He literally has the Kavito helmet. He has the mask is not, the face mask is a little weird. It's definitely like samurai meets Nazi. It's definitely a crossroad between those two.
No, I understand the design.
Nazis look fresh as fuck. Let's be real.
I understand.
Well, they spent a lot of time fucking
I understand the design intent. I just remember. I understand the design intent. I just remember always seeing stuff from Star Wars when I was a kid and thinking like, literally everything else from this universe looks way, way cooler than Darth Vader. Even the stormtroopers to me look like way cooler.
Retarded. No, I'm sorry for dropping a big R word, but I think they look dumb. I think the clone troopers look cool.
Why do they look dumb, but like Darth Vader doesn't?
Because Vader's color is one thing. Vader's color.
So if they were black stormtroopers, it would
Vader's
be cool?
imposing nature, the way Vader like walks around. I think his whole character looks cooler than the trooper, like the troopers. I think the clones look cooler because the clones look more closely to the Mandalorians, and the Mandalorians look cool. But I think the stormtroopers look dumb.
I think there's validity on all these arguments, but the one thing I will tell you that really, I'm a kid watching, let's say, Mortal Kombat with actually pretty decent choreography, all right, and watching what is it? I think I always get these two mixed up, but it's the one with Brandon Lee and Dolph Lundgren. I keep wanting to say it's not Big Trouble in Little China. It's a different one. I keep getting the fucking movies mixed up.
Meals on Wheels? Like, I'm wrong. I know I'm wrong.
Oh my! What in the? No, it's very similar. It's like Trouble in Little Tokyo, Showdown in Little Tokyo, or something like that, or something like Big Trouble Little. I think it's Showdown in Little Tokyo. Anyway, look, the choreography's not bad, and that's like a fucking like old ass movie. And this is what I'm growing up as a kid. So when I go back and I'm seeing Star Wars, let me tell you, my first experience of Vader doing something is when he's fighting Obi-Wan Kenobi, and that's the gayest thing I've ever seen to this day.
It's really slow. It's really slow, and it's very like methodical. Like I agree with you on that. I think it's such a lame. It's
that thing, and to me, there's no reason for it though, because you watch like older shit. Like I'll watch like one of my favorite movies is The Warriors, and it's so fucking goofy, right? But like at least I was like, sometimes some of the punches that I see, I'm like, I feel that punch. Like I feel it seems like they're actually connecting. You know, it's made around the same time. My whole thing is just like that. It's like, what are we doing?
The thing is that it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be like a set piece. Like I get you. It's Lucas being like, oh, I want it to happen like this, and I want it to be very like, oh, tap the swords against each other. You know how like it's like the samurais, they only go for like one. They try to go for one clean strike to end the fight quickly. And there was a lot of like just tapping them together, lightsabers together, and then Vader goes for one more strike, and Obi-Wan's like, if you strike me down, I'll become more powerful than you could ever imagine.
Hottest you've ever imagined.
I'm gonna come back as Ewan McGregor, and I'm gonna be a bad motherfucking bitch. And he did.
And then he slices him, and then he becomes
nothing.
Air.
No, he becomes a part of the Force. He becomes one with
David
the Force,
Blaine's.
Bro. I hate that. I always hated that.
You've come in your pants.
Imagine being like a mass murderer. But before you killed every target, you just convinced them that they were a part of the Force, and then their body was just gone, and all the evidence is gone. It's just like it's such an insane.
Well, that's not how it works.
How does it work?
It has to be. You have to choose to accept. You can't just become a part of the Force. My fucking neurotic evil ass is not gonna be like, I'm on with the Force now, and I jump off a building and my body doesn't explode on the floor. No, it's the way they live. They're like monks. So it's like,
but how does that? They disappear into the Force?
They just become one with it. Their person, and I don't agree with it. I don't think it makes sense. There's fucking matter. There's matter that it makes you exist, you know. But like,
you can't play by the rules of fucking logic.
These dudes can move things with their minds. They can jump. Sometimes they run really fast.
There's this one scene in the prequel trilogy that makes me laugh every time I see it. I haven't sat down and watched the prequels. I've just seen like snippets of these movies like over and over again. There's this one. I think it's Obi-Wan who's like dead. Like, or not dead, but like incapacitated on the ground. He gets tossed onto like the floor, and then the thing falls on his legs. And then someone does something with their hands, and then a bridge falls on his legs and slightly jostles him to the right. And it's the funniest fucking thing that I've ever seen because it's scored so dramatically.
It's when this looks fighting goofy as hell. The first time, I was like, why'd they do this? The scene. There's so many fucking like. I love the prequel trilogy because that's like one of my. That's like those are like one of the movies that like. Oh, those one of the movies I remember growing up and watching. It's like Tarzan and fucking Toy Story and all those movies. Those like
and American History X.
Yeah, for real. That movie's a classic. I mean, it is a classic. I mean, you can't be real.
I mean, it absolutely funny that you even say that, because I don't remember why I did it, but I put Kylo Ren's head on fucking Derek Vineyard when he's like, getting arrested.
Of course.
I remember now, because Young Crip, I don't know what movie this is from, but Adam Driver is just saying some really racial obscenities. Like
it's from
you monkey.
It's from Black Klansman.
Oh, is it? Okay, I never saw that.
It's a good fucking movie. You should watch it.
I mean, I heard it was good. Yeah. But yeah. So anyway, I don't remember where you guys were going, because now I
don't remember either. I'm just thinking of. Oh, I'm just saying that there's so many ridiculously stupid scenes in freaking of the prequel trilogy, bro. There's this scene where Anakin gets his hands cut off, and he's laying on the foot. And he's kind of like this, and his arm is missing, and he's kind of just staring up ever so gently.
Wait, is that in the second one?
Yeah, when he gets his arm cut off, and it's like he's not screaming, he's not hollering, he's not wailing, he's just kind of laying there with his hand gone. And it's just like this whole series is just kind of ridiculous.
Can we be okay? Let's be real here. How can Obi-Wan beat Grievous? Can we be real here?
Well, the thing is that Grievous isn't a trained lightsaber wielder. He has lightsaber. Doesn't mean you're good with them.
He's a fucking robot with 4 lightsabers. How do you beat that?
And Obi-Wan is a dude that can pull buildings apart. Dude,
but that's not what he. I mean,
no, he just shot him. He just shot. He's like, I'm just gonna wait till this opening, and I'm gonna shoot you in your heart.
Which makes sense. But I just feel like I feel like this is just one of these things where I'm like, I feel like you cannot engage him in a lightsaber battle at any point. Which would have been cool to me.
And I think that's why. Because the thing is that Grievous, he killed a lot of Jedis. Like, he killed a bunch. That's why he has all those sabers.
You would think.
Because he got taught by Dooku how to fight Jedi. So he was like, oh, I'm just gonna have them as many as I have.
Yeah, you're primed by like Dooku, and you have fucking you're a goddamn robot, which your efficiency is like the shit. But like I'm saying, obviously, like it can be done, but the fact that like it even started in a fight, like in a lightsaber battle at all, I feel like this is me imagining.
They didn't lightsaber battle at all. That last fight, they didn't lightsaber battle. There was no clashing of sabers. Obi-Wan lost his. It fell off the thing, and the camera Cody had it, and he was like, oh, and the rest after he killed what's his name? He was like, I got this for you, and he was like, thank you, Commander Cody, and he goes up on the thing. He's like, and he gets shot off the cliff.
Am I misremembering this?
He fights the droids with like the shock sticks in the beginning, but they don't have a lightsaber. Look,
I'm gonna take your word for it, because I fucking like
what's that scene?
Whatever. Go ahead.
What's that scene in I think it's the Phantom Menace, when the kid's like, he's like pod racing, and then that racial stereotype character is like, he's like asking for like money. Bug? Yeah, the Jew bug.
I don't remember.
And he's
like
asking for money, and then the kid, he like drives a pod racing thing into like a children's hospital.
All right, that didn't happen. All right, good. Okay. I'm glad you continued talking.
Wait, was he even a Jew, or was he supposed to be Middle Eastern? I forget. I haven't seen those.
I don't know.
It was the same thing for the most part, if you really think about it.
I mean,
you didn't see. You don't remember that scene, Sweeney?
The children's hospital?
The children's hospital scene where he like mangles a bunch of babies in a nursery, and he's like, now that's pod racing.
Now that's cripple breaking, and he drives off real fast.
Now that's pod racing.
Oh great. My god!
You get what you fucking deserve, and he drives off real fast.
Did you guys manage? So this just came into my head, so I didn't.
Oh no! See, look, they're definitely fighting, and he's fending. He's like doing really well, and I was just like, how is this possible? Literally, all you have to do is guard. Like, okay, so Obi-Wan guards with these two, boom, and then down, he slashes him, he's dead.
That's not how that works, man.
It's literally how it works.
No, it's not.
You can only guard one time.
Yes, but you can also move out the way or deflect your strikes, or like this.
How are you gonna? Because look at Derek, you do it simultaneously. You have 4 fucking arms.
Derek,
look at picture yourself guarding against somebody just striking you with 2 sabers. So you guard, boom. At the same time, someone comes down. What are you gonna do? You can't. You're already locked in position.
This man with super speed and the ability to jump and push people away with his mind, Derek. Look, I understand.
So you're
Derek, I know. Derek,
assuming,
I know. Derek, I know you're trying to add real
stop
logic.
running defense for this
I'm
bullshit.
not running defense. It's just bullshit, Derek. You can't put logic
bullshit,
here.
But it just
you're mad. You're mad.
Look. I understand. Sometimes, because like even in the rules of Star Wars, like sometimes I'm like, come on, man. Sometimes I can't look over something.
Padme got choked for like 3 seconds, and then that bitch died from a broken heart, bro.
That's fucking amazing.
Derek, look.
That was the best.
Look, all I'm saying is that the average person that gets choked in bed can endure that for at least longer than she can. You know? She just gets she gets choked for a little bit. I can't fight no more.
Let's say it was a blood choke. Let's just say for all sake, because you can when it's asphyxiation, it's longer, right? A blood choke can put you out like in seconds.
The thing about a blood choke is that usually if you wake back up after the blood choke, you're not worrying about the blood choke anymore. Usually, like during the time when it's happening, you're like, oh, this is a bad thing. If this keeps going, I'll die. I
like how I'm trying to rationalize Star Wars now.
It happens,
literally, bro. You're not literally supposed to like choke. You're not literally supposed to choke women. Not literally.
I mean, says who?
I mean,
if someone asks to be choked, they get choked. You know.
All I'm saying is,
did Congress do something right now about like women getting beat or something like that? Or
so what?
They're trying to do something.
That can't stop me. But let's go. Let's go
to like National Beat Women's Day or something.
So could you imagine? Imagine how lit that day would be. Popping that day would be.
Hold on. So listen, this just came into my head. I didn't tell you guys about this. I assumed that Derek might have seen it because it's just a. Did you manage to see a certain stream with a certain loathsome 5'1" fat gunted character? Did you happen to see that?
I was about to go to sleep early because I was dead tired, and then I got the notification. No, it was in my recommended. I was like, "What is happening right now?" And I stayed up and watched the entire thing.
Oh, but that was
Derek, you're a fan of his. You got to understand that.
No, you don't understand.
I am hate watching now. I am. Because look, dude, he is. I have never, and I'm talking about never in my entire life, seen somebody endure like when they should just quit. Like I've never and it's not one of those things where it's like an inspiration story where somebody's like through all adversity they just kept going. This is like, dude, stop. You're collecting way too many L's in life. You gotta stop. And he's just like, nope. Fuck no. He's just got to keep humiliating himself.
If Ethan Ralph's life was a Tetris game, it would be one LP stacked on another, stacked on another, stacked on another. And it's getting close to the top, man. It's getting like there. It's almost there. Like that stream was wild because Mundane Matt came out of nowhere, clutch, and got like fucking Medicare and all these people to just clown on him. Dude, and it was
they unified, bro. They were like the Knights of the Round Table. They put their swords together and they summoned Bahamut. They were like, we have to use all of our power together.
So it was crazy, I assume there's a lot of people that do not partake in any of this shit, and rightfully so. So I just want to at least just set the background for what happened, that fucking stream. So let's just say there was 3 people in the stream. It was Ethan Ralph, who we've talked about a couple of times before, so you guys are aware of him. And I'm assuming some of you guys have probably pulled him up just to see what the hell, for some context. Then there's Mr. Medicare, who's a guy that's been around since the old Gamergate days. He used to be called Internet Aristocrat.
Even before that, he was like Jim 81 Jim. I remember like...
I didn't know that one.
I remember seeing videos about... I remember seeing him in videos in like 2007 or something. Like he's been around for a while. He just kept making new accounts or whatever.
New accounts, okay.
But
yeah, I didn't know about the Medicare thing until a bunch of his fans. He messaged me because he wanted to come over at stream because there was some controversy going on in the community because some people were trying to set up a convention and like it was a bunch of I forgot what it was called, but yeah, there was a bunch of. That's it. It was Kilroy. And then so there was all that controversy going on, and I was trying to mediate to whatever was happening. And so he messages me, like, can I come on? And I didn't know who the fuck this guy was. And then everybody in the chat was like, Jim wants to come on, Jim. I was like, who the fuck is Jim? I was like, what the fuck? Like, that's such a generic name. And
I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know back then either if somebody would just be like, Jim? Like, what the fuck is that?
Jim. But even Medicare, I wasn't aware of it until I was educated, essentially.
But
anyway, so this guy has been around. He has a huge audience, I guess. But his audience are like the worst, literally the worst people on the internet. Just think of that. The worst people on the internet is his audience, there's no shortage of those people, because I caught a couple of his streams, and there would be sometimes like 30,000 people watching at a time. And I was like, whoa, that was like Joe Rogan numbers, dude. Those were Joe Rogan numbers when Joe Rogan used to stream. Anyway, so Mundane Matt, right, he made a big mistake, because a lot of those same people were harassing him for like quite some time. And then Mundane Matt made a mistake by started flagging their videos down instead of ignoring them. You know, because really you just got to ignore them, because some of them have tried to come at me because a lot of them are racist. Like there's a like an alt-right connection. A lot of those people are all fucking. So some of them come at me naturally, and you just literally ignore them, and then they go away because they wanna pick on people that are fragile, and then they see that they're visually like suffering and stuff. So Mundane Matt fed into it. He streamed with Ethan Ralph, Medicare, and some other people, was coming on saying, I didn't flag anybody. I didn't flag anyone. And then they're like, oh, show your report history. He got exposed because he showed his report history, even though, like, I was like, why didn't you just fucking not do it? Like, if you're just going to continue the narrative. Anyway, long story short, Mundane Matt is shat on for years for that. For reporting, he flagged, like, I don't know, 10 channels, whatever it was. Whatever he said.
It was like 10 or 13, like something like that.
It was something like that. And then turns out Ethan Ralph has been doing the same shit since Gamergate, which whenever, and I mentioned this in one of the last episodes, that Ethan Ralph is the reason why if you search Gamergate on Wikipedia, it's classified as a harassment campaign against Brianna Wu and all the other people that were involved, because him and his fucking people were all doxing. It was them. It was fucking them. When there was reasonable people that are like, hey, guys, quit fucking around in the video game industry. Stop sucking each other's dicks and just be integral. Simple. And then there was all these other people, and I'm like, it clicked. I'm like, that's why this shit's so fucked up. They're all focusing on those degenerate pieces of shit.
Yeah, they really were just the perfect.
It
was like a fucking psyop almost, where it's like it was almost like they were. It's almost like you couldn't ask for a worse representation of a group. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like but yeah, that's a pretty good explanation of what happened. And then I think I'm not super sure how this stream started, but he was. Dude, I don't even know. Ethan Ralph went to Portugal and started like harassing people, and then he got beat the fuck up.
He's like assaulted him.
He got so the fuck kicked out of him.
It's so
amazing. So I know how that happened though. I started looking into, because a lot of these people stream for fucking hours, and I'm like, God, can I just find like a small video that condenses stuff like the good old days, good 10-15 minutes or whatever. And some people did clip some shit together, which was nice, where Andy and Ethan Ralph started beefing, Andy Worski and Ethan Ralph, and there was a whole falling out because they used to be co-hosts for a while, and so that's where the whole back and forth was going. And Andy Worski's he's Portuguese, so it was like, I'm gonna go to Portugal. Like Ethan Ralph's like, I'm gonna go to Portugal and I'm gonna fuck your sister and all this shit, blah blah blah. So he goes to Portugal and he gets the shit kicked out of him, which is so awesome.
My man actually went to Portugal.
He went, and then the funny thing is,
he went to Portugal out of spite and then got beat the fuck up
and got the fuck kicked out of him. And the reason why he for sure went to Portugal is because Andy Worski had we talked about it, the F Ralph Festival. It was that stream.
That's
so he streamed that, and then somebody came to Ethan Ralph's house, but now he tries to pretend like, I can't believe people are doing this. Why would you show up? But he actually, literally the guy that showed up, he dared him to come to his house and gave him his address. The guy that showed up and live streamed him coming to his house, and he just put diapers in this front door because Ethan Ralph's like literally knocked up this 18-year-old chick that has mental health issues. And the kid's already born, and then knocked up Digibro's ex-girlfriend. like some other chick with mental health issues. Like, it's an unfortunate thing. Both of these women they're not well, and then Ethan Ralph knocked both of them up. And so
crazy, man.
It's crazy. So then, Medicare literally just laughs about the stuff that happened, laughed about Ethan Ralph getting the shit kicked out of him because it's funny. It's objectively funny. And then because of that, he's like, oh, like, I hate you now. And he wrote these fucking...
You're not my real friend. How could you fucking do that? And then he kept coming at it. He was like saying like the N-word, like all sorts of shit. He was like, like you fucking and like it wouldn't stop. And then eventually he goes like, I have a tendency to be real fucking sad. And like it evolved from this like fuck you snarling shit to just this like really pathetic whimpering. And then I think Matt asked him at some point during the stream to like show his report history, and then he bitched out and left.
And he left.
Which is a pretty good redemption arc for Matty.
Dude, good for fucking Matt, man. Like, and I feel a little bit. I got to tell you this. I've never said this before, but I feel a little bit bad because
for Ethan Ralph,
to Matt and
serpent?
Matt. No, what? No, not at all. No, Matt. I feel a little bad about Matt because when all that shit happened back in the day with him, the whole flagging thing. I talked to him in person because we're at that, what was it called? MythCon. We're at MythCon, and I was talking to him about the situation because I streamed about it saying, like, oh, that was stupid. Like, why would you do that? You literally, you kind of fucked yourself. And I talked to him, and I said this, and maybe he misinterpreted my words because I told him, like, don't worry about those people. But, if you feel like you've let anybody down, like, that you personally are friends with or anything, I'm like, you can apologize to them and be like, oh, I lost my cool, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you feel any need, because I didn't feel like you had any need to apologize to the people that have been fucking with you.
I didn't think so either, yeah.
But he told me, he was like, man, like, your words, out of everybody I've talked to, your words, like, really, like, sunk in. And then he fucking makes an apology video at the expense of all those people that he flagged. And I'm like, that's not what I said. And so I almost feel like I somehow influenced him to apologize, but I was like, I wouldn't tell you. You don't owe them an apology. Like, they've been fucking with you. All you did was just try to, like, get their look, it was a stupid move. Like, you don't want to try to flag people down because they're still within the guidelines. Not anymore. They're not within the guidelines anymore. Because now you definitely cannot harass people. It's a staunch rule now.
I mean, before? Imagine taking the time out of your day to genuinely harass someone else on the internet. Like, that's villainy. That's villain shit, dude. Like I don't like some people, but I'm not gonna like, all right, good morning, gamers, is going on. Let's just type the N-word to this random white kid I don't like every day. Like, that's evil.
They do a lot. I mean, there's so many people in that they don't care about the the right from wrong. They always talk about morals and all this shit. There's no morality there. Like, say, Ethan Ralph was somebody who promoted that dude that came to Boogie's house. The whole gun incident thing that happened.
Frank Castle.
I was trying not to say Castle because I'm like, that's fucking Punisher.
That guy's a fucking nut.
It's just a lot of people who just believe that being an asshole is like, it almost feels like they're trying to be main characters. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, this is like if I'm an asshole forever, then I'm cool forever. And it's like, well,
no, you're just an asshole forever.
We'll give you some time to figure that out because I'm sure people learn.
There's like a technicality of, if you stay in that character, there's no shortage of 12-year-olds that people who will always be 12 and they will always find that entertaining.
That's true.
No matter what age you are. So maybe they're going for that angle.
But it becomes sad really quickly. Like, I don't know.
It's very sad.
It becomes sad when you look at somebody, like, whenever I see somebody from back in those days and they're still like, and they're, I don't know, it's just seeing people stuck in like a sand pit and you're just like, wow, you're still, there's like a ladder right next to it. You're just still in there. Like,
you're still
it's like looking at a sim stuck in a pool. It's like, just climb out of the fucking pool, bro. Are you stupid? Are you dumb? And just drown in it. And then it's like, dude, man, I don't know, man. I have very little sympathy for Ethan Ralph. Like, outside of base like humanity of just like, wow, that sucks to have. It sucks that brain is that broken. That it's
I have
doing,
sympathy for his fucking kids that did nothing.
Right.
To be like, it sucks.
That's
like,
those
kids are going to
thing.
have just a piece of shit dad.
His situation and everybody around him, I feel bad for.
That is always the worst thing ever, dude. Seeing, like, this poor child's going to have to be raised by this absolute, like, cumfuckery of a man.
Like, bro, one day his son is gonna figure out that, oh, he fucking sent revenge porn of possibly his inception. Who knows? But like him, like the girl that he knocked up, there was a guy that used to be like dating online with her, and then he sent a video of Ralph and that chick fucking to that guy. I think his name's Chris or something.
So fucked up.
So it's like your fucking dad and your mom, it's literally circulating on the internet. Like one day, some asshole is going to send that to him. It's gonna happen. It's an inevitability because these people won't let this shit go. They're all gonna be fucking 40, 50 years old and be like, hey, check this out, kid. You know, they're gonna like
they're gonna show it to their kids when they come of age. It's like this. You know that guy I know? That's him. Look at this.
Look, that's them making him. Look, he's being made right now. Isn't that funny? Ha ha ha. I saw your conception.
Yeah. It's wild. It's wild. These people need to fucking grow up, dude. They need to fucking grow up.
I don't know, man. That shit was just wild, and I thought I'd mention it because it just crossed my mind, and we mention these things every now and again, and it was pretty big.
And this is important, man. This is like that is some stuff that has been in that dark side of the internet, and every once in a while it's kind of nice to peek in and see what's happening, and then just seeing all the implosions. It's kind of
I'm glad it was a positive thing for Matt. Mostly, because he jumped in there, man. He jumped in there. He was like, "I see an opportunity. I'm gonna host this stream," and he just went for it, man. He even called it Boulder Talk, which I thought was like, "This is cool. This is exactly what you should have did." And I haven't spoken to Matt in a while, but it's cool. I don't know. It was just given how fucked that situation was, surprisingly wholesome. Given,
seeing it always feels good. Seeing people do better, man. Seeing people do better has always been like it's a great.
Seeing people do better and seeing bad people do worse. It just felt like I don't even know, like not karma because I don't believe in that, but like just
like the growth is real.
Like the world nature was healing. But
I kind of believe in karma to a certain extent.
I believe the energy you put out into the world you get back. I believe in that.
I feel like the reason why, like, the counter argument to that is like, all the horrible people, like the horrible fucking oil tycoons, they're fine and they die a rich, lavish life.
For me, it's the idea is that like they can do all the fucked up shit they want, but there's gonna be one day where they're gonna die. So you can just like all the shit you've done, all that fucking horrible shit you've done is not gonna escape from the moments where you're going to die. You're going to die no matter how immortal you think you are. And I think that brings me solace in a kind of fucked up way.
I don't know. I think that's just kind of like what, because you look at even like people like Bobby Kotick, who like owns Activision, right? And he's like, he like threatened to kill this woman or whatever, and like he like knew about all this like sexual misconduct going on at Activision and did nothing and like covered for people. And his punishment is that he gets billions of dollars from Microsoft. Because they want him out so badly that they're willing to pay that much. Right. It's almost like it's fucked because like you look at that and you're like, you're almost incentivized to be a fucking piece of shit.
Yeah,
I mean, you like, kind of are in most aspects.
Yeah, for sure.
If you want to get higher paycheck, like you want to be a manager, being a cunt is the first thing you can do.
Oh yeah, exploit people.
You gotta stomp on all your other
people, stepping on people.
Bro. It's bad. It's bad.
Nickel and dime, cheat on your fucking taxes, fucking do everything. Like literally,
it's really disheartening, bro. It's so bad. I learned that like
being a fucking good person sucks dick.
I learned that during working.
Being a good person's terrible.
Like just like, oh, I'm gonna help this person, and then like they just do some immediate fuck shit to me, and I'm like, but why? Why would you do such a thing? I do right by you. You should do right by me. And then it starts your villain arc. Then it makes more people assholes.
No,
not like that.
No, bitches.
No, bitches.
That fucking stupid Megamind meme.
That's taking our house by storm, bro.
Yeah, I've been seeing a little bit. I've been seeing a few of those.
The no bitches.
I've been seeing a couple of different. There was no bitches. A couple of different lines.
There's no bitches.
That one. The no bitches one tickles me because it feels like an old meme. You know what I mean? It feels like something like you would have seen in like 2005 or whatever.
I love it.
Not.
He looks a little sad. That's why I like it. He looks a little sad. He's like,
there's like sympathy in it.
And then I like I like the transformation to bitches.
Anyway, let's move on to some questions.
Let's go.
From our lovely patrons over at patreon.com/thesnarktank. Remember, you can get your questions read on our show if you are a $5 patron or above. So keep that in mind. Yeah. But our first question comes from, by the way, all of your favorite directors signed a petition to free Roman Polanski in 2009. That's his name.
Is that true or something?
I don't know, maybe.
A lot of them did.
I wouldn't be surprised. Like true.
I wouldn't be surprised. A lot of them did. It's getting to the point where like my barometer for what it would take for me to write a person off is very, very low.
I just that idea of that it's even remotely true. We got to move on. The idea of
it
that
is upsetting
me so much if it's even like remotely true.
But anyway, he wrote in and he says, "Hey, ethnically diverse kings, now that we're nearing 100 episodes of the show, and after reading out our well thought out and clever usernames exactly 100 times, Jesus Christ." That is so disappointing. That is so disappointing for me specifically.
Somebody should cut all of them. Do a compilation of just all the reads.
I wonder how long. You figure it like takes like 5 to 10
minutes 100 times.
Like that.
100 times. Yeah. So that's a lot of content that's just dumb and wasted. But
it's content nonetheless.
It's content that you paid for. But anyway, he says, reading out our color 100 times, what exactly would you say is the best one you've read out? What is the worst one? Thanks for keeping me occupied while I stock shelves for 8 hours at work. Thank you, person whose name is too long for me to say again. I'll say this as the person who has to read them out. I hate all of them. I loathe every single one of your names. Like, they're all terrible.
But there's objectively the best one though. You have to remember the best ones, right?
There are good ones, and I laugh occasionally, but how I know a name is good is you guys will laugh after the first time you hear it.
Right.
You know, but I remove myself entirely because it is the most it is every time I start an episode of the podcast, I'm like, all right, sick. I'm excited. It's fun. It's a fun thing to do. And then we get to the end and I'm like, this is the worst part. This is the worst part. It's like taking medicine when you're a kid. It's like, all right, I guess I have to do this. But I would say the worst ones are the ones that are just too long, man. Or the ones that are just in English that just barely sound right.
My favorite is gonna have to be the king himself.
King of Haphazard?
The King of Haphazard is he's a constant.
Well, he is the goated one.
Yes.
But right. I don't think he has the best name. There was
when the Keith David Brigade came, that was my favorite.
That's my favorite moment. That was my favorite moment. Absolutely.
All the Keith Davids, the various kinds of Keith Davids. That was a legendary moment for us.
The Keith David Brigade was a good one. I'm working to get a pretty special episode 100 for everybody.
We got to get on it, man. We're fucking right. We're right there.
Don't worry.
It's next week.
No, it's not. Don't worry. We're set. I think we got a good one.
You got it locked in.
I think so.
Let's go.
I'm supposed to see people soon in person, and that will be how that gets set up. But
the idea that me and Derek had,
we got the baby. We got the baby.
And right after he punched some guy, right after he beat some guy's ass, we get the baby.
We got the baby.
Let's go.
We got all the ghosts. We got all the ghosts of Astro World. Joining
down, asshole. You see like a black figure run out of my bathroom, like a shadowy figure you could sketch out. And I'm like,
that would unironically be terrible because your background is like uncharacteristically out of focus.
It's blurry on purpose.
No, yeah, it's all.
I know it's blurry on purpose, but if a black figure actually like wandered out of your bathroom, it would be 10 times scarier if it was in low res.
Would you guys tell me, or would you guys not say anything?
I would probably mention something because it would be good content. I would want to see you like antagonize it. But that's the only reason.
Assholes.
But the Keith David Brigade was a good one. There were a few that made us laugh, and I'm sure you could go back and for whatever reason you wanted to experience that part of the show again,
there's a lot of
you can do that.
People like it.
There are some good ones, but let's see. Derek, what you think about Vegas house show scene? Follow my band at Toybox TV wrote in. He says, hello, my fellow Nikki Ziggies. Nikki, we actually met recently.
We did. It was great. Dope.
First time supporting the show, but long time viewer. This question is mostly for Derek because I think he mentioned he lives in Vegas at one point. What do you think the house show scene? What do you think about the house show scene here in Vegas? I know it's not really as big and crazy as the scene in Cali, but I think there is a lot of opportunity for it to grow. There's a couple local groups like For the Culture and Euphoria that host events all the time. I have no fucking idea.
This is house music?
What any of this is. I assume? But like I've never heard things said.
I haven't really like digested some good house in a while. It's been like a long time.
I'm assuming like, because I was like, he's not talking about house shows because that'd be weird. Because I know since like, you know, things like EDC and all this shit, a lot of raves are held here, so it must be that. I've taken a step back from house. Like I do it in kind of waves. Where in the 90s I was like fucking really into it, and then I would say mid 2000s I was kind of starting to get back, and I'm like, hey, some of these fucking artists coming back, especially trans music, like where there's just some sexy bitch just singing over some shit, where I'm like, yeah, this puts me in a good mood. This puts me in a real good mood. But I haven't really been seeing what's been up lately. I really don't know at all, really. Any new artists that have been coming out, or I haven't done any type of search or dive into that side. And to be honest, I hate raves. I hate them so much. I don't like cool,
but it's always something always happens, dude. Something
does always happen. Like I don't like the plur culture. I don't like I'm not really I don't pop anything, so I don't like all the people are always fucking, everybody's on Molly and shit, and everybody's all drunk. I just like, you know, regular shows where people are just kind of like having fun. Maybe a few drunk people, maybe a few people smoking weed, whatever. But like the fucking there's so many people around it that they just have these. They're like all fucking. Everybody thinks they're fucking like Play-Doh or something that are there. Like they all think they're like doing they think they're doing something fucking important, or there's some type of movement going on, and they all talk in a certain way. You run into people and everybody. It's like a worse version of like Woodstock, you know, like back in the day. Like when you look at like old school Woodstock stuff, you're like, oh, look at all those fucking hippies and shit. But at least I felt like it was actually a thing. This was something new. And I feel like it's turning into some weird shit. But look, it could be completely different now. It could be cleaned up now. So I really shouldn't talk shit.
It's not,
it's
bro.
Not.
It's not, bro. I'm gonna be real with you. I fuck with that scene heavy. I'm really into EDM. I've been like not EDM. I'm into more like house soul, like electric soul.
I think EDM kind of covers everything.
I think it does. It's more because I listen to like there's a lot of like Afro EDM, like Afro punk, like that, all that stuff. Like my favorite artist is K Tronada, so like I listen to like a lot of that stuff. And I went to an event not too long ago, and it was horrible. It was fucking terrible. I had a terrible time because I just realized that like I'm too old to be at parties like that now. Like at a certain age, you're like, oh yeah, myself, I shouldn't be here. I just should not be where I am.
That makes sense.
And that hit me very recently. It hit me like. I went to like a festival somewhere near like the Bay Area, and I said, "Oh, this is horrible. I want to go home." And then me and my friends just kind of got drunk, and then went around the Bay Area doing fuck shit, and then we went home because it was a terrible time being there.
Yeah, you sound old. That sounds like so fucking like yeah.
I am old now, bro. It's gross. I'd rather just not deal with young people. I'm like, whatever. I'm too old to be around you now.
That's fair.
I feel that.
What happened?
I feel that.
Just no bitches.
No bitches. So no fucking Doopa Loop Doop McGoody wrote in. He says, "What's up, Snark boyos? I recently got talked into watching Free Guy with a friend. It was probably the worst movie I've ever seen, Whoa. And not even in a fun way like The Room or Zombie Nation. What are some shows or movies you've seen that were just offensively awful? Much love. And if any of you find yourselves in Montreal, I'm buying you the first round of drinks."
Let's go.
That's super dope of you. I didn't think Free Guy was that bad. Jesus.
We gotta find a reason.
It wasn't good. But it wasn't that bad.
We know we got a homie over there.
We got quite a few.
We do. Yeah, we have a fine excuse to.
I have to get up that way.
But we should just do a show over there. We should do a show over there.
We should just a random live show in like a fucking alleyway.
An alleyway about a bunch of drug addicts. Is drugs a problem over there?
By the way, I should note, if you're listening to this on Patreon, the tickets for our live show are going to be going up for sale soon, and there will be a post on Patreon and on Twitter and on Instagram when that day happens. There will be. It's a big venue, so you'll have leeway, but you're gonna want to get in there, and we'll share the link immediately when it opens up to the public. I just want to mention that's April 30th at I believe the National in fucking Richmond.
It's gonna be
which
insane.
Is crazy. It's a big fun place.
You know what's awesome about that too? Ethan Ralph lives there.
No, he does not. Yo, if he comes to the show, that'll be. If he comes to the show, I would just be like, no.
I don't think he knows we exist, and I want to keep it that way.
It'd be such a perfect moment that would just start shaking. It'd be like, no, it's almost beautiful.
Yeah, the venue would collapse.
It's fine. We'll tell security that there's a height limit.
There's a.
Is he really that small?
He is short enough that I can make that joke.
Damn,
there is a thing going around where, I mean, it seems like that's kind of what started a lot of this stuff, where his descent into madness was making fun of his height, and then also his fat, disgusting stomach. Like because it doesn't look like everybody. Because like I got a gut on me right now, but
bro.
Nobody has. Literally, it looks like chewed bubblegum. It looks like chewed bubblegum, but then like it's also he has a front butt. Like there's an ass in his. It doesn't make sense. I've never seen it before in my entire life. I'm just saying, go, just type in Ethan Ralph gut, and you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's impressive.
When you hear this, you could get your tickets.
Those are your literally do both.
Do both.
Those are your two options.
I want you to open two tabs.
We will
open two tabs.
God damn it, we will be there. In that time frame, we'll be a little bit more specific on. There's more specific details on Patreon, but
did we ever announce this on the podcast specifically?
I think this is the first time we announced it. I put it up on Twitter.
No, we did.
Are you sure?
I'm fairly certain. I could be wrong, but I'm fairly certain I remember making it.
I just don't remember having like really like we had like emphasis on, hey guys, we're doing something we've never done before. I feel like we just didn't get into details because we didn't have the details yet. Gotcha.
But yeah, come there.
If I'm wrong,
we're doing this.
If I'm wrong, you still got time. It's April, so
yeah. I say on the top of the show, the next one we should probably just to be because we're at the end of the show too. You know what I'm saying? Let's just bring it up again, huh?
Yeah, we'll do it. I'll do. You know what you can do? What time are we? An hour and 27 for me. I'll write that, hour 27. If you could like maybe somehow stitch that to the beginning.
Oh, I can do something like that.
Yeah. But we can do it again for the next show too.
Right.
But
that's hot.
Okay. So anyway, worst movie or show you've ever seen that's not bad in like a fun way, like an offensively awful movie. I saw a movie recently that was actually terrible but awesome. It was like, I think it was like Red Snow, Red versus Dead. It was like a sequel to this like Evil Dead knockoff movie. It was about Nazi zombies and a guy who gets his arm cut off, but he cuts another zombie's arm off
and puts it on,
and they swap arms. And so, like, they're resurrecting Nazis. It's the fucking stupidest shit in the world, but it's pretty fucking fun. I would highly recommend it. It's like some weird Eastern European film from, like, 2013. It's pretty fun. But offensively awful, Space Jam, easily. The most recent Space Jam was so infuriating to me on, like, every single front that I could not believe what I was seeing. Because it's not a movie. It's not a movie. It's not a film.
It was not good. It was not good. I give you that.
I thought you loved it.
I didn't love it. I didn't think it was horrible, but it wasn't good. Definitely wasn't a good movie. It wasn't like, oh man, guys, watch this.
No, because you came into my room because this is when we were living together, and you said, Christopher, let's watch Space Jam, and I was like, I don't want to do that at Kingston. And then you said, but the Clockwork Orange rapists are watching Bugs Bunny play basketball, and I thought, wow.
I have never in my life called you Christopher. One, so that's a boldest face lie. Second of all, I did bring up the Clockwork Orange rapists because that's part of the allure of the show, but
pretty awesome.
But it was definitely this is an ad. It was a long ad.
Yeah, it was a commercial.
It was a 2-hour
we got into a whole argument about it because you were like, it's not as bad as, it's not as bad as Dragon Ball Evolution, and I'm like,
oh, it's not. It's not as bad as Dragon Ball Evolution. I'll never agree to that, Chris. I'm sorry. You
admitted that it's not a movie, though. You admitted it's an ad.
It's an ad, but Dragon Ball Evolution's a sin.
I feel like
Evolution is the worst. It's the worst.
I haven't watched that since it was on like HBO, one of those HBO, whatever the fuck it came on, one of those things at my grandma's house and watch it. I would like to watch it again, but I think I want to get on Twitch and watch it. I think I'm gonna fire up my Twitch. I haven't been on my Twitch since 2017.
Pull a Hasan.
Yeah,
I'm gonna Hasan and not understand you're in trouble. Don't
just
absolutely. I'm gonna press play and then I'm gonna go fucking cook some dinner.
Press play and then go beat your dick off camera, bro. And then
come back for the credits.
Sweaty, dude. So,
come back for the credits, and then have your only input be, "That's a lot of names," and then that's the whole that's your content.
What's funny? Like I saw Hasan like pushing back against some of the shit that people are talking about him. And especially the whole leaving thing, because he was saying, like, you guys are exaggerating. He said something like that. He responded to somebody.
Yeah.
And I found it hilarious because I've never watched his content on his YouTube. And I was like, I went to his YouTube. This was before. This was maybe like a month ago. And I was like, oh, I want to see his take on whatever the fuck it was. I kid you not, 2 minutes into the video, he leaves. And it's just still playing. I was like, what's happening? Like, he just left.
He's really unlikable, bro. It's crazy. Like, I don't really dislike people, but he's so unlikable.
He just has such a bad attitude. Man. He just has a bad attitude. That's all. Like,
he just can't admit when I just don't understand like how. And it's weird because like there's just like a lot of simps, like a lot of like mindless like, oh, but Hasan's fucking great, and it's just. I've never seen such brainless people.
Right.
It really is astounding to me that like
guy, man.
you can't expend the basic effort of just pausing the video when you fucking go leave. Are you that insecure that you think like getting up to leave for like a handful of minutes is going to make everybody be like, oh, I guess he's just gone. I guess I don't have object permanence yet. He must be dead. Better find a new person. It's right. There's something very bizarre about it because I've done this numerous times. Like if I'm watching something on YouTube, which on stream, which by the way, rarely happens because I'm very conscious about this exact thing. Some people will tell me like, "Oh, you should watch this video on stream," and I'm like, if it's like some commercial or whatever, or maybe I'll watch it. But if it's like. Yeah. A content creator making something, it's like, hey, here, watch this. I won't do that. Like, I'll watch like maybe the opening of it and be like, oh, this is a good video. This looks like a good video. I'll watch it off stream because I don't like. And then I'd be like, hey, this is where you can find it. I'd link the video in chat and just send people to it. If they want to watch it, they can do that because I don't want to steal people's shit.
Yeah,
right.
And
the thing is, go ahead.
No, because the fact of the matter is, if I've never seen something before, there's a pretty good chance I'm not going to have much to say about it. If I'm doing a stream about a video that I've thought about doing a stream on, and I have like set responses planned, and I'm like almost like how I would approach a video, but live, where like I watch it and then I like have ideas about how I'm going to talk about it, then maybe I'll do something like that because that's more like content anyway. That's more like a video that I would do anyway. But even then, I don't do that much. Or really ever, and when I do, I certainly don't leave the video playing when I go to the fucking bathroom or when I go get my fucking Postmates. It's so simple to just pause the fucking video, put up a be right back screen, and then just do what you gotta do. People aren't like lemmings. They don't have like two like goldfish fucking memory spans.
Run an ad.
They can
go do something.
Run a
and come
fucking
back.
ad,
Literally,
dude. Run an ad.
You guys remember H3H3? They used to stream. Well, they stream now actually, but for a while they were streaming on. They were doing dual streaming and stuff and whatnot, and they would literally do that. It was when they first started like doing more podcasts, and they're like, we're gonna do it on Twitch and everything. They would have intermissions. Like, oh, we got a whatever this, and then people would be like, okay, cool. And people leave their tabs open. They usually just have something else, right? And then I'm just going to watch something else in the meantime, and I'll go back to this when they get back. It's usually what happens. Usually people leave their tabs open because they know, they'll be back.
And that's also like when a lot of people just decide that they're going to do something too.
They're going to do something as well.
Yeah, like it's like, oh, he's going to the bathroom. I guess now would be a good time to like grab a drink or something. And it's like, but then if you're playing the video, then it's like, oh, well, I can't.
You're like, fuck, this is...
You're literally making money. You're literally making money off someone's video, actually, without even having any input. It's just
he also said that and all the creators they like when we do this. So this is only like he said this like a blanket statement, like they like when we do this. They overwhelmingly like when they do this, and I imagine it goes like this because I've seen some guy, I forgot his name, Jimmy something. He just does these you laugh you lose things, and my gay rock parody, which I saw that the Discord that's like what it is right now.
It's great.
It's a picture of the Rock and it says put it in the butt, and I was like, what the fuck?
That's
pretty cool. That's pretty cool. But so they just watched it. It was like one of those you laugh. And the thing is, I'm not mad, and I'm not like but the whole thing is the people that watched it there, they watched it there. Now that's funny, and then that's where it ends. They didn't watch it on my channel. I did not get that view. I did not get that like. I did not get that comment. I didn't get anything. So it's like, sure, it's not really
shout out. Literally nothing. Right. Not even like. Right. And I remember it's funny because like this used to be a cringy line too back in the day where it's like, oh, I'll pay you an exposure. That's literally what they're fucking doing now. It's like, oh, well, don't worry. Your name was visible for like a total of 4 seconds before and after the video was playing, so don't worry. And it's like I remember Hasan did a reaction to like a clip of ours. It was a clip of
me and Chris,
you, me, and Derek. We were doing a Twitter trash, I think, and I was telling the story about Dave Rubin, and that's why he was talking.
Oh no shit!
About it. And he was like,
"That's funny. I had no idea."
This is a while ago, and he was like, "Is that Run the Jewels?" And I was like, "That's pretty funny." Like I thought, like that was. I remember thinking like that is funny, and that is a funny thing that would not exist had he not watched it, right? And so like I remember seeing that, and I was thinking that's cool. You know, like I didn't necessarily mind that, especially, and because I mean, not that I had any room to, because it's not my content, it's Derek's. But I remember watching that video and thinking like, all right, he's talking about this enough, and he didn't leave or anything. It was like, okay, this is fair, this is transformative. Right. But I assure you, Derek, this is the first time Derek's heard of this.
Yes, that's
so there's
point.
No fucking way that Derek had any clue that happened. There's no way Derek got a boost from that. There's no evidence at all to suggest that Hasan Piker showing that video in chat, not mentioning any of our fucking names, helped us in any fucking way. Especially because YouTube pays it doesn't pay per view, but like views matter in such a way that like if you're streaming a video that needs ad revenue to make money to fucking 30,000 people or whatever it is that Hasan has, that's a lot of stolen fucking money. Not like a ton. It's not like 30 grand, but it's a chunk. Especially if it's a long fucking video or a 10-minute plus video like the Twitter trashes usually are. Mm-hmm. So it's just like, I don't know, like that should be evidence enough alone that Derek had no fucking clue. He didn't get comments in his video being like, "Oh, Hasan sent me here." None of that shit.
Right. Nothing. Nobody said anything anywhere. So that's now I'm curious. I want to. Fuck me.
I just don't like the dude, man. He just sounds like an asshole, man. I just don't like him.
YouTubers love it. YouTubers love it when this happens. It's like,
I don't like it, man.
That's because they don't know you're doing it, dude. You don't tell them. That's why they love it, because they can't.
And what are they going to
know
do?
About
even if they find out, what are they going to do? Like, what are you going to? Am I going to attack Hasan and then have all of his fucking minions fucking in my mentions forever? Like
it's just like, man. He talks about politics. That's already a red flag for me as a human being. He talks about like money should be given back to people. Meanwhile, he's buying all these fucking sports cars and all this fuck shit. I don't like the guy. All right, I don't like him.
I want to be a little charitable because a lot of people do. I found out a lot of his politics from checking out that what's it called, Leftovers. Checking out the Leftovers podcast, which I was like, I want to follow this and see where it goes. And the one thing I can say is, because a lot of people say, oh, he's a socialist, this and that. And the one thing he says, the biggest thing that he wants is people to pay their fair share, meaning fucking, pay your fucking taxes. And he's like, I pay my taxes. Yes, I buy expensive shit, but I also pay my fucking taxes. And I personally, I don't have a fucking problem with that.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with that at all. Like, say, because I said, I don't watch him enough. If there are clips of him saying, like, nobody should be rich or anything like that, then of course he's a piece of shit, but I feel like those clips should be circulating around.
We would have seen him by now. I just don't care. I think it's douchey in the first place to buy an expensive car. Like, I don't see the purpose, because
you're not wrong.
Because it's just buying a really nice apartment that you could crash at any time. It is the least sound investment you could possibly make.
It's too easy for people to. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry I'm ranting a lot. But it's like, go ahead. It depreciates in value immediately. It's a target. It's just the dumbest thing. If I was a millionaire, and I mean this authentically, I'm being dead serious, I wouldn't get if I had, and I'm talking like if I had $1 billion, I would not buy a fucking like Bugatti Veyron or something. You know what I'd buy? I'd probably buy like the most recent
Camry.
Corolla.
Most of the Camry.
The craziest I would go, maybe a Tesla, out of sheer curiosity.
No, I'd buy a Tesla, but they're not even
hearing weird things about them.
I get a self-driving one.
I would not yet.
And I'd beat my dick while I'm driving. I'd have to do that.
In 10 years, I will buy a self-driving car. I'll trust them in 10 years. Because there will be enough people that will have them as well, and because that's my biggest thing. Because I'm like, I just don't trust it to be good enough to take me where it needs to go when you have fucking, somebody beating their dick, and then another person putting on their makeup, another person eating their fucking sandwich, just all literally surrounding me.
And then they're all, and then that fucking Officer Reese's scenario happens, and they crash into each other, and then it's like, you got your cum in my makeup, you got your makeup in my cum, and then they invent this new fucking thing.
They figure out that people are already doing that. Actually, they're already putting cum on their faces.
That's true. Yeah, you're right.
That's been happening for centuries. It's been happening for thousands of years. All I'm saying is this. All right, he just seems not very likable. He seems like a bit of a whiner. He just seems like a bit of a whiny guy to me, and I just don't care because I hate how often I hear about him when I've never looked him up once in my life. That's what bothers me.
Yeah, that is the worst. That is the worst part of it.
Truly, I don't care about this guy. Who the fuck this dude?
That's kind of the worst part of anything, really, when you think about it. Like, that's kind of like the reason why I hate Imagine Dragons. It's the reason why I couldn't stand Fortnite for so long. It's because everything I've learned about these people or these bands or these games has been against my will. I'm walking down the street, and then suddenly this kid runs in front of me screaming about V-Bucks. And I'm like, there was this. Colin literally told the story on Sacred Symbols. Like, this happened like way earlier, like when I was like working with him in person in Santa Monica. We went to lunch after we recorded, or before we recorded a Sacred Symbols episode, and we were just talking about like, God damn, Fortnite is so inescapable. We can't get away from this fucking thing. And literally, some kid and her mom, they walk in front of us like into this building, and he's talking about Fortnite skins. Like, literally, like less than 30 seconds later, I was like, that is unreal that happened. But it's the same situation with Hasan. It's just like every couple days he just like trends on Twitter for the dumbest shit, and you just have to.
I have to see it on my feed. I don't want to delete everybody on my feed because sometimes people say funny shit, but I do it. I fucking unfollow people so they talk about shit I don't care about. I'm following people left and right.
And if Hasan reacts to this, tell you what, if we get like a 200% boost, if all of you go to patreon.com,
that's
or patreon.com/SnarkTent and pledge $1, and that actually stays in there, tell you what, that here you go, have at it.
Have at it.
There you go.
Take our content. Go ahead and steal our content. I don't mind if you steal our content. Just at least be in camera. At least be in focus when you do it.
There's gonna be Hasan reacting to us.
We should schedule a debate with him and then get on the call and then leave. We should schedule a debate with him, get on the call and then leave in unison.
Then just leave.
I don't want to talk to him, dude. I don't care. So I don't care what you have to say. You're gonna tell me some shit about socialism?
I'm sure he's fine. He's just a bit of a dick.
I just don't care.
I don't have the same disdain.
There's no disdain here. There's not hatred. Like, I hate certain people. Like, I hate Keem. I hate that guy. I wish him nothing but bad, unfortunate trip down steps. But Hasan, I just don't like the nigga, and he's always around. I don't know why he's always around.
That's what I mean, though. Like, I don't feel like, look, I see his name and I'm like, what happened now? And it is always something stupid. Doesn't matter. But I literally just think it just boils down to he has anger issues, and instead of controlling what he says, he just says it. And that's really the only thing I see. Like, he comes off like a dickhead. And the other problem is, since he is very tall and handsome, he gets away with a lot of this shit. You know, because like a lot of people like to talk about hot women getting away with shit. Like it works for fucking dudes too.
It does.
No, for sure.
Like
100%.
Henry Cavill, fucking Brad Pitt can slap you in the face and you'll be like,
Henry Cavill punches my girlfriend in the face. I'm gonna blame my girlfriend. Dead serious. Like,
see that thing where Ezra Miller like threw a woman on the ground or whatever the fuck?
She attacked him though, but yeah.
What happened? What happened with that? I don't even know.
You could look it up. I don't know actually like the details of it, but it's
Did you guys hear about Ezra Miller threatening the Ku Klux Klan?
I did see that, yeah.
I respect that.
He threatened the Ku Klux Klan?
He threatened to set Ku Klux Klan like in North Carolina, I think where he's from.
Well, that makes sense. He's like, his name is like the most Jewish name ever, so I get it.
Anyway.
I guess.
Like he's Ezra Miller, so yeah, he really hates Ku Klux Klan. Like,
You really don't like those guys.
Do you think Hasan sent Gordon Ramsay a thank you card for his car?
That's so fucked up.
But he definitely did. He definitely did get that. You see, a Pokemon has a cutout of Gordon Ramsay, like to I feel like to rub it in people's face. Like, yeah, I'm watching his fucking show in his entirety. What are you gonna do about it?
That's actually effort, though. At least.
I mean,
at least she
should stream the video of the guy coming on a picture of her. That'd be hilarious. That'd be
so disgusting. I hate it.
That'd be so fucking funny, dude.
Yo, a lot of people definitely found it because all of a sudden I was seeing a bump in my tweet that what I'm mentioning it, and then there was a bump in traffic after we dropped the episode.
And
people were definitely going out of their way to go find it.
They got rid of it. They got rid of it, Derek, because it's people were
finally
talking
gone?
about it. It's gone, dude. They terminated that shit.
No, we fucked it up. We shouldn't have said
terminated that shit.
Damn, that guy's... Dude, I'm sorry, dude. If you're listening, I'm
happy for you, bro.
Hopefully you can make another account and, just come on some other pictures or something.
There's other girls out there you can come on. Go for it. You'll figure it out. You'll get your life right.
It looks like they dropped the mask mandate in Vegas, so, people are going to get a lot more sick. That's pretty cool.
Fire.
Right. That's pretty cool, man. There's a lot of Vegas questions for some reason. Sam Guzman Favela wrote in. He says, "What's up, minority munchkins?" This question is mostly for Derek. Again, I'm going on vacation to Las Vegas soon, and I've got reservations for Hell's Kitchen, but I'm not much else planned. What do you recommend doing there with my girlfriend? Keep on trucking, fellas. And
interesting.
Dios te bendiga.
All right.
That's crazy.
So,
it's weird reading.
I hope you brought a lot of money for Hell's Kitchen. I hope you brought a lot of money because it's inevitable. Even if you just buy appetizers, you're still going to spend a lot of money.
How much is the water?
The water is like $10, I think, if you want to get like a bottle, I think.
Jesus fucking Christ.
So, yeah, I think it was $10. Any drink,
Derek,
$20. If you want
any
drink.
I sent you on Twitter.
Fries are $20. You want I bought fucking Wagyu sliders, and that was $30.
Ew.
And
ew, that's so much.
Oh yeah, it's fucking dude. And this is regular menu shit. There's the specialty items that were on the show. You're spending like almost $200 a plate just to get like specialty items. And so I was like, I'm not doing that. But anyway, there's some the salmon. My lady had the salmon. It's pretty good. Had a piece of that, and then anyway, just make sure don't go crazy there. And then if you've never been to Vegas before, just walk the strip and get into some fuck shit. And make sure you collect the porn cards like Pokemon, all right? There's all these scumbags standing on every corner passing out these fucking cards of naked chicks that have numbers on them, and collect all of them because it becomes like almost like a game. It's almost like Pokemon cards, and I want to like start trading, and then we can all start, it's like Pokemon. I really want that to take off and be a thing. And I feel like it has to because I'm not the only person who's ever thought of this.
Of course not. That's what as soon as I go to Vegas, I'm doing that.
All right, excellent. Because I want that to really be. I want us to stack them up. It's pretty good. But I mean, and then I don't know if you want to go fucking to that Eiffel Tower thing, that fucking bullshit, because it's in the same casino as the Hell's Kitchen. It's like $25 to run you with that if you want to go up there. But so that's cool. You can. Did he say he was going with anybody? Say he was going with his I forgot.
Going with his lady?
Did he say he was going with his lady? If he said that, because you can just beat up the guts up there or something. Not everybody's up there. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm sorry, dude. Fucking Jay-Z. Ever since Jay-Z, like that ruined me. Because, Big Pimpin', and he was like, till I need to beat the guts. And I'm like, what? It opened my world to a whole
new phrase. Whole new disrespectful phrase to women.
That never would have, because I've never heard anybody say that. I wonder where he got it from. How old is that? How old is that term?
It's old world shit. Jay-Z's also fucking old though. He's an old.
He is dude. He's probably like fucking 97 or something.
He's like 50 and some change. Like actually for real. He's not young at all.
Yo, I mean, hey, props to him, man. It shows you that talent can really take you a long way because that dude is fucking ugly.
Not an attractive man, bro. Not an attractive man, bro. I'm not the best,
Jesus
but that
Christ,
nigga look ugly. He's ugly.
But hey, have fun in Vegas, man. And fucking if you're playing, let's just say, if you're gonna gamble, be responsible. If you're playing slots, place max bets. That's all I can say.
I don't have a gambling bone in my body. Like when I just don't care about gambling there. I'm like, I don't care about this. I just want to see people get like shot. I want to see people drunk on the strip. I just want to rob people on the strip. That's what I want to do. I'm going there for that.
I like
out and rob people.
It's fun only because not gambling. I didn't really gamble that much in Vegas. It was Jalen and I just drank a lot. But like I think what's cool about Vegas to me, specifically the Vegas Strip, isn't necessarily anything that's there, but the fact that so many people are out at like 4 a.m. That to me is like crazy. That's like serious culture shock, even from like New York standards. You know what I mean? It's like it's a lot. So I don't know. It's a cool little place to visit. So have
City
fun,
of
man.
Sin, bro.
Hell yeah. City of Sin.
Yeah, a lot of prostitution. Crazy.
Yeah. Oh yeah, go to Spearmint Rhino too. It'll be awesome.
Derek, when you get a check-in, check your DMs on Twitter. I think you sound rather hilarious.
Oh yeah?
That'll be a great experience for the audio listeners and video listeners who can't see.
Yeah, they're gonna. What's the next question?
Robert Schultz wrote in. He says, nothing creative here. Just need to know if you've all seen Pinocchio, a true story trailer. Apparently they got Pauly Shore to do the voice of Pinocchio. Has it finally happened? Has Hollywood finally...
I'm sorry. Is this the same guy or is this somebody else?
I don't know. It's another warrior.
Wait, what are you talking about? No, this is exactly what I said. Sweeney, you suck.
It's another cum tribute.
Sweeney's fired, I think.
It's another dude nutting on Pokemon. I'm sorry. What about Pauly Shore?
Nah, don't worry about it. That's how good your question was. So there it goes.
Pauly Shore's playing something.
Yo, it's really bad. It sounds really bad. The Pinocchio true story thing. He's like, I finally done it. I finally become a real boy.
He's playing Pinocchio in some random like animated Pinocchio movie, and it's got
Is it like Disney Plus or something?
No, it's not.
No. Hold on, let me see if I could.
It's really fucking bad.
Pinocchio, bucko.
Ah, damn, I'm allergic to it. So let me see. Who's a part of this? Pinocchio, a true story. IMDb, Pauly Shore. John Heder is in it also, Napoleon Dynamite.
Oh wow, that guy's still alive?
Oh my god. Father, when can I leave the Shire to become a real boy? It sounds Dude, it's so weird, bad.
Man. It's weird. I keep forgetting that Pauly Shore is real. It's like a very strange thing. Like he just sort of like he was in Biodome or something, and that was it. And then like that was it. That was literally. I can't even think of anything he's done except these like random things where you see him. It's like, oh, he's in a commercial for foam in China, or like shit like that.
Seen him on a couple of podcasts. Since since his mom was fucking like all. Oh well, he was recently kind of came back because Mitzi Shore, she died recently.
Got him.
And she opened the Comedy Store, iconic fucking venue. So his mom is Mitzi, and like fucking got a lot. She fucking did a lot, man. She got a lot of people their fucking starts. I mean, there probably would be no Joseph Rogaine without Mitzi Shore, and who knows? Now we're not sure if that's a good or bad thing, because Joe might lead the world to the industry. He might just lean into like, I just want to be like a fucking cult leader. Like, fuck it. Like I'm already getting so much shit. I'm just gonna lean into it.
I don't think he's that. Everybody. I don't think he's that crazy, but you never know. The world is full of night is dark and full of terrors. Like it's crazy.
He could. What the hell's wrong with you? What are you looking at? Did you find it now?
Oh my God.
Are you looking at the cum video now? What's going on here?
Dr. Drew.
You're lying.
You're fucking no. You shut the fuck up. You're
just
bullshitting.
Stop lying, dude.
This is insane.
No,
it'd be trending. Good. So let's see. It's not going to be trending, obviously.
It is trending. Dr. Drew found dead in Miami home.
That's not true.
You got me.
I even pulled up a picture so you could see him in my glasses.
Dude, gonna die. He's gonna die soon. 190 tweets of Dr. Drew.
Anyway, thanks for
Dr. Drew.
Thanks for coming. Thanks for coming to our little show.
Thanks for coming on Pokemon.
Yo, guys.
Thanks for coming on Pokemon.
Everybody, get your tributes out there, man. Everybody deserves some shine. All right.
Everybody, send them to Sweeney at Tom Sweeney Inc. on Twitter.
No, my DMs are closed, so you can send them to whoever you want. It's not gonna get to me, bitch.
All right, let's not get ahead of ourselves. If you liked what you heard today, consider supporting us over on patreon.com/the Snark Tank. $1 a month gets you early access to every episode and access to bonus solo episodes. $5 gets you a question read on the show. $10 gets you access to our Discord server. That's one payment and you're in for good. And $25 gets your name dyslexically read at the end of the show, which I will do shortly. Remember, again, our live show is happening April 30th at the National in Richmond, Virginia. Those tickets will go on sale super soon. Check our Twitter. The Snark Tank official. We'll do it all on our individual Twitters as well, and individual Instagrams, I'm sure, in the form of a story. But check the Snark Tank team Twitter for that. There's, I think, Instagram. It's Snark Tank IG, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
And we'll let you know there, but also there will be a post on Patreon that lets you know when those tickets go live.
Mm-hmm.
And there will be a link there. We'll let you know. Don't worry.
You'll know. You'll know when it goes up.
You'll know.
It'll be a good
it's going to be a jamboree. It's going to be a jamboree.
It'll be a gay old
time. Who's that character you're holding up? Was that a George Lucas?
You combined both his names.
I was trying to think of the first thing that had Lucas in it, or anything with the Luke. I was gonna say Luke Skywalker, Luke Skywalker, but that was too
bulletproof. I'm bulletproof. I'm Spartan Locke.
All right, you guys ready to do the names?
Yes.
Surprise,
ready?
Motherfucker.
Ready.
Dokes from. Did you guys watch Dexter?
Of course.
I watched a little bit of it, dude. I didn't realize that's what that was from for the longest time.
No shit.
Yeah, for real. I did not know. I didn't watch that show. I remember I was watching something like there's that Twitter account that's like iconic or like scenes that spawned iconic images or whatever or something like that, and it's just like the context to all these like different memes and shit. And like I had no idea that was a Dexter.
It's saddening how context ruins so many of them for me. It makes me really sad. It's like, oh man. All right, but I'm ready. Ready, Chris? 3, 2, 1.
Tevin DeBlack The guy who met Keith David dressed as a plague doctor at CreepyCon. Fiddle Fantasy 711, The Adventures of Clued Strafe. The spaghetti house was my favorite part of the state fair. A filled bouncy house of spaghetti, jumping and slurping with vigor. Daddy Ratty is here to impale mages and fund discrimination against fantasy minorities, and he's all out of money.
Oh my God.
Dickalodian. Derek, what do you think about Vegas house show scene for Follow My Band at toybox.iv or LV, I think. Sam, I shot JFK Ramey. Back alley end pass dealer. Kawaii in the streets. Subarashi in the sheets. Gonna make like Taco Bell and Baja Blast my brains up.
Oh, that's pretty good. That's a pretty good one.
That's not bad.
Not a bad one. It's definitely one of the stronger ones that I've read recently. Wait, just remembered something. And he wrote Nigger. You're going to have to try harder, man.
Very cool.
God.
Very, 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 very classic. You know?
I think one of those got me once. I can't remember what it was. I think I've been gotten by one of those in almost 100 episodes, so. It's a testament to my strength. Kamehameha. Nice. Mitch McConnell's tortoise shell. That's so stupid. Board Burger, St. Maxi, can you please get my friend Brandon to pay his taxes? He is literally evading them. This isn't a joke. Help. Rusty Cage's Epoxied Rat. Talos Vicarian, Apothecary of the 1st Claw, 10th Company, 8th Legion. Also Wall. No, you didn't say it right. Chris, by the way, I'm not going to know how to say it right unless you tell me. You can't just say you didn't say it right. I'm going to pronounce it the way I've been pronouncing it because it's easy.
There you go.
Chris, I don't know what the hell you're talking about. My question is in the thread. What the fuck? Avi, I became a patron and spent $25 not to be able to come up with a clever name. Duncan, master of all things cute and funny. Wage Slave 583, 2 years already, huh? Fuck. Steven, where's the brandy? You talk a lot of big game for someone with such a small truck. Dead Inside, Arcane Furukawa, Shrinkus Finkeldunk, the warlock who is using transversive steps, and $25 gets you a femboy BFF who is definitely not joking about sucking your dick unlike your bros. Befriend a tomboy today. A femboy today. God damn it.
Tomboys are fine.
Sweeney, it's okay. My girlfriend isn't real either. I have PPSD. Ryber 525 and the mystery of the sudden uptick in tomboy appreciation. Racist Snake. 10 hours of spawn saying Malbosia. Relaxing sounds for stress relief, meditation, deep sleep. I sexually harassed the HR department and now they don't know who to report to.
That's hilarious.
That's not bad either.
That's awesome. Awesome.
Look up Polish Drake and thank me later. I'll leave that to you
Polish
guys. I can't
Drake?
do that.
I'm going for it right now. I'm already doing it.
Tell him Steve Dave. Antifus Maximus and the host of Mussolini's Pinata Party. When magical little conservative gnomes need somewhere to sit, they cast Bench Apiro. God is dead because Travis Scott killed him. John Strickland, Big Boo Sniggins, Mercs 1889, Downey McFrowney, NFT of Sweeney's imaginary girlfriend, post-op trans aka CBT to the nth degree. A first Church of Keith David, may the smooth dulcet tones of his voice guide you in the new year. Goops McKenzie returned from the fart pits of unemployment. I work at a hospital and saw a guy explode like a balloon in the operating room. His chest cavity was literally deleted. Drunken Doulahan, Pre-Roz, Pilot the EVA Sweeney, Cum Man, the Man of Cum, Blake 896, Mario spreading his asshole live on Twitch while also watching MasterChef, the Epic Oshuat, fucking kill me, hey boss, I can't do this one. You gotta change your name, man.
They doing
It's
it
so
big
confusing.
in Poland, dude. They're doing it big in Poland.
It's wild. Yo,
What is it? What, Polish Drake?
It's white niggas are wildin', bro.
Dude, they just straight up fucking blackface. It's awesome.
Oh my god.
That is actually... Derek, can you please put a screenshot of Polish Drake in the end of this?
God damn it. Ryan Lucchesi, headset on, wife beaten, minorities oppressed. Oh yeah, it's gamer time. Sloshy Scout, Atrasoni, I got pussy on my mouth, pussy on my face. Depending on the nationality, I get a different taste. Ryu is hokey. That's true. Antifa Sarkeesian, Lord of Autism and High Priest at the Church of Asian Keith David from Cloud Atlas. By the way, all of your favorite directors signed a petition to free Roman Polanski in 2009. Hard Hat Skydiver, Alaskan Oilfield Trash, Marcus Shorten, Vladdy Put It In Spankin' Ukrainian Octogenarians, Game Controller 25, Nikki Ziggy, Murder Ascended, Sandy Cheeks, the kind of girl to wear SpongeBob as a strap-on and use his nose to peg Squidward. lobotomized Jesus and his merry band of figure nuggets. 1 meter long fetus. The only stick I touch while driving is my penis. Parentheses, I masturbate while driving. Hiroshima spicy mushrooms. Dummy thick Dave. I give it a 9.5 out of 10. That's a pretty nice cock. Sweeney's clown pussy goes Hong Kong.
Damn.
I, Chris Maldonado, speaking on behalf of Kingston, Sweeney's Sweeneysaurus Tomajan Sweens II, do confirm he owns a fursuit. Yummy, 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 come inside my tummy. Jackson, Absage, Badly Brave, Hugger Derek, the movie theater manager, Aetherian, Chris Great, my Bajarian hunting ass, all hands on dick. I will continue my hatred against the Rangers. Just try and stop me with your hunter's mark. Signed, a Hexblade Warlock Supremacist, Richter 86. And rounding out our list, as always, is the King himself, the King, the chosen one, the King of Haphazard. I hope he's alive.
It's just he's just dead and it's just bleeding his mind.
You know what I mean? He's the only one who hasn't changed his name at all. King of Haphazard, do us a favor. Change your name in the next 2 episodes. We'll give you some time. Just a little bit. You can still keep King of Haphazard, but put like a parentheses in there so I know you're okay.
We're worried about you. We care about you.
I'm a little worried about you. You've been too
King
consistent.
With a C.
You've been too consistent, which is good for us, but also a little frightening. So keep that in mind.
People always have a joke, and you're just yourself. You know, so like I'm worried about you.
Change your name to Polish Drake.
Oh no. Anyway, that's gonna be it, guys. Peace.
Thank y'all for watching. How do you Polishly say height like bling? I'm trying to think of something. It's not working though.
I'll
Polishly?
Polish nigga.